Hello, everyone! Welcome to another episode of That One Piece Talk. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Lionel and Seb. And this is That One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. Woo! Let's go! Hello, everybody. How are you? How's everybody doing? Today is a Lawrence and Larry podcast today. Let's go. Nah, our podcast be lit. Lionel's gonna be here shortly. He's just not here yet.
Yeah, he's on his way.
Yeah, Sebastian's not here today. Unfortunately, he's gonna miss this chapter because he's in another country. He got flown out being a thot. Little thotty Bobby. Nah, he's definitely he'll be here next week to enjoy the next chapter. So, listen, guys, I'm going to try my best to do the super chats as well. So, when you do send them, just realize I don't have a computer in front of me like Sebastian does. Didn't talk to Marv about the Discord phone calls, but...
All right.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll get to it when we get to it. Listen, man, today's going to be a very exciting episode. The chapter was dope. I think we're going to have a lot to talk about. It's going to be very fun. For all those that are just joining in, thank you so much for all the super chats. We're going to read them very shortly. Also, thank you for all the likes on the video. We appreciate you. To all the Apple Podcasts and Spotify listeners, I just want to say thank you for you. Thank you for listening to us on the go. And also, thank you for sharing our podcast to other people that enjoy some One Piece talk. So if you guys do send anything, just give us some time to read the super chats, because if we don't, we're already stuck in conversation. But we'll eventually read them. We always read all of them, so don't worry about it. But we just want to say thank you in advance. But yeah, thank you for always supporting us. I'm going to do my best to say what's up to chat now. All right? This is a Sebastian thing. It's not a Larry thing. All right? This is a Sebastian thing. So, to the people we got in chat, we got Sidna Kama, Monkey D. Jiraiya, Luis Rodriguez, Jackson Tidwell. We got Seb in the chat. I don't know why he in the chat. Get out. We got Malfron, JJ Star, Link, Father Kisame, Tolji, Ayo Twix, Truman Spider, Red Hair Shankdom, one of the mods. Thank you for being here, bro. Caleb, Kirill, Lethal, Cyborg Frankie, Daryl Lawrence, Mike Boy. We got Nightwing, Hunchin' D. Hose, Austin Hart, Patty Milts, Sunny Weather, Push the Vibe, Young Bull Trent, Ciandra Williams, Christopher David. Yo, I'm just going off. I don't know when to stop. But I just want to say thank you, guys, for being here. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. We are going to be reading the chapter very, very soon. But
What's up?
what's good? Yo, Marv, his mic is good? All that stuff, too? All right. What's good, bro? You want to take your coat off?
Yeah, you're going to get hot.
Yeah, you're going to get real hot.
I already felt that.
Yeah, you want to unbutton the top, too, and show some taco meat?
Nah, I'm good, man. Some taco.
We like an Oreo cookie right now, bro. Got the chocolate on the sides. All right. To get into the super chats, we got 40 from Lovers Edits. It says, Luffy's white beard, Law, Kaido, Cat, or Loki? F kid, he dead. I don't understand it. Do you got?
You said Luffy's white beard?
Luffy's white beard, Law, Kaido, Kid, or Loki? F kid, he dead. I really don't know what that means, but we gonna skip it. And if, yeah, we just gonna skip it. My bad, bro. Thank you, though.
Maybe.
Appreciate you,
I don't
dog.
know.
Yeah. Mick Daddy Dab with the 1 month membership to Nakama status says, 1 month as a Nakama, get up! Hashtag Perona gang. Listen, man, Perona mad annoying, bro.
She's a little annoying.
Mick Daddy Dab with another super chat for 20 says, new chapter. I'm in class, so I'll catch the VOD. But I wanted to pay my White Watcher tax while I can. I also wanted to ask, y'all have pretty different opinions on Blackbeard. Who would he need to be? Who would he need to beat to earn his Yonko title? Oof, that's actually a good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Who would he need to beat to earn his Yonko title?
What do you think?
Like out of what's left, or like, because
I mean,
we can't include Big Mom or Kaido, right?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Yonko. Like, we have to give, like, because he wasn't Pacific. If we're going by, like, are you saying someone Pacific or someone ranked a certain level, like an Admiral or, like, for instance, you guys talked about last chapter with Shanks with Loki, right?
Yeah.
And, like, the correlation of with the year of when, we don't know exactly what happened, but Shanks capturing Loki and him possibly becoming a Yonko because of that. Or through that. Like, it has to be something vice versa, at least. You know, something like that, or like even a higher scale.
I think Marco was enough, to be honest. And the reason I say that is because Marco already had the Whitebeard remnants, but he still had all the territories and captains, you know, within the Whitebeard Alliance, essentially, right? If he takes over whatever Whitebeard had territory-wise, I think, and then you build up like your army a little bit more. Like he already had the Titanic captains in place. He just didn't have Aokiji. But once he did have Aokiji, he already beat Marco, took over Whitebeard's territories, and made it his own. That's kind of like you being a Yonko already. Because a Yonko is just not based off of strength. It's based off of your influence. It's based off your manpower, and it's based off of like how much you've claimed under your flag. So it's a pretty easy transition if you just take over everything that Whitebeard had already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Is that he, because it wasn't just Marco. It was like he defeated Marco and the remnants, and then took over a decent amount of Whitebeard's territory that Whitebeard had.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what kind of like helped him cement it with also too having two abilities, and one of them being Whitebeard's. So.
And it wasn't like Wang Shi was out here causing mayhem or had this stretch of influence in the One Piece world, right? Like, we don't know anything that he had claimed. It was just that he was in control of Beehive. Yeah. So it's like once he beat him and then controlled Beehive, it was like, oh, let's just give it to him now.
The only thing is, like, with Blackbeard, like, he has certain feats to him that we give him credit for, but it's like, a lot of it's off-paneled, and he does, like, or, like, we don't really see it. Like, and the hype when we do see him, it's, on panel, it's not that impressive. Like, for instance, we see Shanks, like, some stuff we saw with Shanks, we didn't see on panel, but we see him, what he did to an Admiral. We saw him do with Whitebeard clash with him. Like, we don't really get that with Blackbeard.
Yeah.
So that's what's, like, it's, like, he may did certain things, but, like, we start questioning, like, even with the whole Wanchi Beehive thing, they didn't give credit to Kobe and Law for helping him get it? At one point, like, so we even know what happened if he really beat him one-on-one, or we don't know exactly how he took it over. But, like, certain things that Blackbeard did, like, even with Marco, like, we see Marco and what happened, the Remnant Pirates weren't really, like, fully 100%. They were lacking a lot. And you look at Marco looked fine.
Yeah. So
he didn't even take his ability. I don't know if he wanted it, we don't know. But the fact that you're looking for abilities, why not just take Marco's? But I don't know. But, like, it just, Blackbeard has hype to a degree, but, like, the things, the way he accomplished it, the way he went about it, is like, it's a bad taste in our mouths that we look like, you don't really fit the Yonko to a degree of what we see with other people. Like, well, first of all, even Luffy, even though he has help, he's still in the pocket fighting these people one-on-one, at least.
Yeah.
Like, we see him doing it. Like Doflamingo, Karatiri, like, Kaido, at least he's doing it, or going through the mud and earning it. Blackbeard, we can't say that he has. Yeah. And that's the why we're not saying Blackbeard doesn't deserve it, or he's not that, but it's just questionable. That's the mostly why we feel that way.
So I'll say this only because so in what Lionel was saying, if we say Marco and the remnants for like the clout in a way, strength wise, what could be a good factor that, like, I guess boosts Blackbeard's like strength wise for like why he should be a Yonko. You know how, for example, we broke about the whole Loki thing and Shanks. But before that, we were talking about Shinky, right? I feel like Shinky could be a good candidate. If we're giving Shanks that clout, where like, all right, Sebastian's theory, possibly that's who Shanks could beat to become Yonko. Why not? All right, that would be a good one for Blackbeard since it's still in the air. You know, like Shinky, it's not a fact that Shanks even fought Shinky or even seen him, right? But we're gonna put a person as a possibility that could possibly still be around because we all know that movie didn't really count. But like also to Shinky, true to his strength, not the movie we seen where he was nerfed, he didn't have both his blades or whatever, you know. But like the Shinky that what we believe to the level that he should be at. Yeah. Blackbeard taking up that caliber of old, like he took out Wang Shi, which is a good one, and plus another Rocks Pirate and Shinky. Those two, I feel like, could give him the like. All right, taking out these two strong people, even though we didn't see the fight with Wang Shi, with Shinky, could boost up his level. We're like, all right, maybe he is Yonko level. You know?
All right. We got $150 super chat. Yo, that is crazy. From Christian Reese says, hope all is well. I got 3 things for y'all. Sorry, Larry. Looks like Stabs and Luffy will meet, unfortunately. If we are to believe Rhodes' story / narratively, Loki might be top 10. And I'm just saying narrative-wise, shouldn't 𝙏𝙪𝙀 have Conqueror's Haki? What you think? #Larry tags.
Thank you so much, Christian.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot. Yo, bro, thank you for so much for the support. No, he shouldn't. That's what it is, man. Again, Big Mom has what, like over 90 plus kids, and one of them has Conqueror's Haki. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And being King of the Giants, there ain't really that many giants. Yeah. So it's like, this is kind of an easy title, especially when nobody's currently holding that title, right? Mm-hmm. So, listen, man, I don't know. And 𝙏𝙪𝙀 got bodied by Luffy. And Dressrosa. It was like pretty bad. Yeah.
And that's like, that's Luffy like just fresh out of time skip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Super fresh out of time skip.
It's crazy because he didn't even do Elephant Gun. He didn't do his giant techniques to knock out a giant. He just went regular Haki Harmon pistol and knocked them out. Like,
clean out.
Seriously.
Clean out.
So, and this is why, sometimes I be attacking the giants too. Or like they don't be showing to be that strong. Look, because even now, I mean, we're gonna get into it, but yeah, we'll discuss it more. Because I was gonna go. That's into the chapter.
Okay. Listen, he just sent another 50 gifted memberships to everybody that's in chat. Please say W Christian. Throw up your Nakama fist for Christian. If you dodged any of these gifted memberships, turn your observation Haki off. Doesn't need to be that strong. Thank you so much, Christian. It is crazy the amount of support you're giving out right now. Thank you so much, Gangi. Guys, we're going to get to the chapter, and we're going to get back to the super chats, okay? So I'm going to read 3 more super chats, and then we'll go to the chapter. Johnny Blorp with the 2 says, what's your favorite Mexican restaurant? Mine is La Bamba. There's this Mexican restaurant in East Rutherford. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know the name of it, though, but it's really good. You have a Mexican restaurant?
Is it Mexican? I mean,
imagine he names something like a Chinese spot.
I'm not stupid. I mean, I don't want to say it's my favorite. I don't really have a favorite.
Same.
But I do. I've been in goat meat tacos. Like I've been favoring them.
Oh yeah.
And Viva Margarita, you know what that is? It's in Wallington.
Wallington. Viva la what?
Viva Margarita. I don't know if it's a restaurant.
It's like I don't know what it is.
It's like,
I've never seen.
You know what I'm talking about?
You know what it is, Marv?
It's like
it's like popping like that. Nah. Oh, okay.
It's like a bar / restaurant, but like I like their food.
All right.
Oh, they got goat meat tacos. That's why.
Johnny Blorp with another 2 says, and what's your favorite Mexican dish? # Latina Larry tags. Yo, I've been following mad Latina pages like on Instagram, and they be funny as hell, bro. They be funny as hell. And it's not like perving out. It's like actual memes about Latino women.
Okay.
My favorite dish, fajitas. For sure. When it come around sizzling, I'll be drooling, dog.
I think it's gotta be probably tacos for me. I used to be a big burrito guy, but I think I switched over to tacos.
Yeah, Lionel.
It'll be the tacos too, cause I know this guy named Rocky. He makes it's like Viva Margarita makes good gourmet tacos, but he makes these tacos.
Is he Mexican?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
bad.
they're like burrito.
I was gonna
What's it
say,
called? Birria?
His name is Rocky.
Rocky, something like that.
Nah, he's not Mexican.
Rocky.
You can't be Mexican.
Yo, but nah, his burrito tacos is like, bro, it's the best I've ever had in my life.
Lionel gatekeeping them from me.
Yeah.
Yo.
Is he?
A little bit.
I'm just not there, bro.
I was supposed to let know it was one time because he's like, "Yo, where's your brother?" Oh, I ain't tell him.
I was like, oh, word.
Cause I know how he's gonna eat all of it, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to the womb all over again. Nonstop.
All right, Christian Cook with the 5, his first super chat, says Shanks equals Garland's son and went missing. Sham made from cut arm 10 plus years ago. In parentheses, clones grow fast. Meet with elders because of Shanks. Sham didn't know he's a clone.
Oh, I would not like that.
Yeah.
Like that arm that he lost. How did they get it? First of all, they was keeping tabs on Shank. Oh, he lost it. Go get the arm from the Sea King. Nah.
Sham is made from Shanks's arm. That's so funny and ridiculous.
That's crazy.
All right, guys, we're gonna get back to the chapter. We're gonna get back to the we're gonna get back to super chats. But if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. And yeah, so you guys ready for the chapter?
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get it. Today's chapter is titled Introducing Shamrock. We are right back in with Yamato's pilgrimage for the cover story. The caption at the bottom reads, Infiltrate the sketchy hideout. The cover story shows Kurozumi, Tama, commonly known as Otama, and Yamato with their heads poking through the sketchy hideout's window. In front of their view are 3 men with cat ears and garnishing weapons. The man in the middle, wearing all black, points at something in front of them. Do you guys have any thoughts regarding the cover story this week? And we'll start with Lowell.
I honestly don't really have much. I kind of skipped over this. I looked at it and I saw it and I was like, okay, we got a little peek into what's happening. All I can say is like, because we already saw that it was like, all right, it's who's hideout looking like. Mm-hmm. You know, it just looks like who's putting together the remnant of the Kaido pirates, probably. Mm-hmm. You know, and he's trying to run his own business off that. Like he's scheming something, and I think he's trying to put together of whoever's willing to, who's left and who's willing to follow who's who. I think he's trying to put together what's left over of the Kaido pirates to do whatever. That's all I got, really.
Okay, Lionel.
Yeah, I didn't get nothing for this either. Not a little bit.
Okay. All right, so for me, Yamato and Tama sneaking a peek inside through the window was random to me. The way they pulled right up to like the mysterious base with Hold'em in hand, shackled, seemed like they would bust right through the doors or demand an exchange for the women that were like kidnapped and Minatomo, who might have been held captive there too. The men in this cover story are also who's pirates. Considering the building's face, a cover story ago, which is identical to who's who, and now the men wearing cat ears signifies that this is who we think it is. You know what I'm saying? The who's who pirates are called the Cats, believe it or not.
The cats.
Yeah. They wear cat masks to match their captain with feline ears instead of horns, cat-like tails, and various feline traits. I think whatever this man in a black kimono is pointing at is something that Minatomo is actually constructing. The women that were kidnapped are probably assisting him, and it's going to be something silly. I don't know. I don't think it'll hold any dangerous value, though, to, like, Wano itself. So that's, like, my bet right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but
all right.
It's another Yamato pilgrimage. You know? Sorry, dog. It's trash. You know what I'm saying? It's super trash. All right. Let's do 5 minutes of super chats, and then we'll go right back. Yo, Young Bull Trent, bro. Yo, Trent, dog. Trent with the $200 dono. Oh man,
Thank you. That was crazy.
He's up in it too.
Yo, Young Bull Trent should be changing his name to Young Bull Trap. Because that's what he be doing. Yo, he trapping, bro. I guarantee it, bro. He says, yo, what's up, Top Gang? Finally, both twins here. Can't wait for the chapter talk. Also, who wins? Law and Zoro versus Kizaru and Green Bull. Hashtag Larry the GOAT. Hashtag Top on Top. Hashtag Law loves Marco. Hashtag Lionel hates Odin. Hashtag Larry tags. Also, y'all gotta do that. Y'all gotta start. Y'all gotta.
We
do
didn't
this
make the
next
goal
time.
yet.
Huh?
We didn't make the goal yet.
What was it? I gotta figure out the goal.
We got
I didn't do
close,
that.
but we
I didn't figure it out. All right. So who wins? Law and Zoro versus Kizaru and Green Bull. Who y'all got?
Law and Zoro versus Kizaru and Green Bull.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Pretty tough question.
I got the Admirals.
I was thinking the Admirals too.
Yeah, gotta go with the Admirals right now.
at this stage. I can feel that because mainly is to me, it's Kizaru's awakening, right? Green Bull, I kind of feel like Zoro could take him.
Oh yeah, I think Zoro could take him too.
I think Zoro could take him, but then not going to like leaving one-on-ones. Then because then I'm not gonna leave Law to fight Kizaru by himself. I wouldn't do that. You know.
Yo, even against Green Bull, bro.
You wouldn't leave Law against Green Bull?
Nah, yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Bro.
Okay. So as of right now,
Cooked.
I have to go the Admirals.
Yeah. Yo, Trent, man, thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
And then
bro.
I want to call out Roy Stokes, man. Let me see, bro. You guys be going crazy, dog. Yo, hold on, bro. Roy Stokes became a member for Yonko status. Says 1 year, let's go, here to many more. And then the bro did 10 gifted memberships as well. And then he did. Let me check, because I know and then he did another 5 gifted memberships. Yo, Roy, man, you always go so hard for the pod. Thank you so much again, brother. Thank you. Super with the 2 says most/least favorite Straw Hat Crew join moment.
What was the question?
Most favorite Straw Hat Crew join moment and your least favorite.
It's not gonna lie, it's probably Usopp.
Yo, I was gonna say Usopp is my least favorite.
Yeah, I'll say
Yeah,
Usopp.
because I know when I saw that he was like a coward and everything, I was like, don't ask this dude to join.
I was thinking the same
Why are you
thing.
gonna ask this dude to
Like,
join?
I understood it, but I'm like,
I like the way he was asked though. When they were just like, "What are you doing? Get on the ship."
Yeah.
Like that was dope. But I agree. My most favorite probably Brooke.
that's a good one. I was thinking of that.
Yeah, he was just like, yo, join my crew, bro.
Wait, that one? Oh, I thought you thought.
And then Brooke was like, okay.
Oh.
Like it was such a simple exchange, and it was like the first time they ever met him.
I
like
thought
within
the other
first
one.
10 minutes.
I thought like when he officially joined.
Oh, when he was crying and Luffy was on the piano.
No, when he bent the knee and he was pretty much saying that he's like giving his like introducing himself like as a valid member now. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Remember? You know what I'm talking
Nah,
about?
nothing beats that first one, bro. That first one was great to me. Because it didn't need no emotional impact. We just had like Zoro and Nami and Sanji and Usopp, and then you had Choppers, and then you had Robin screaming, yo, and then you just get to Brook, and he's like, yo, you should join my crew. And he's like, all right. There's like no emotional attachment. It was refreshing.
There's a couple. I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite one. I know Frankie's was pretty funny.
Frankie's is cool.
I know I wanted Frankie to join so bad, all that they're going through. But then, because I thought I was about to choose Frankie, then I remembered he was just screaming because Robin was grabbing his nuts. And I was just like, that moment was a little weird. But I did want him to join from the get. Like, he's a shipwright, they needed it. And I was like, he'll be such a valued member. And then how he rode with them from, like, he was practically an honorary member of the crew, would go in the Enel's lobby, all that stuff. And I was like, I want him to join. But that moment itself was weird with the whole Nami thing. And Usopp's like, no, I want him to be a man when he joins my crew, Robin. Like, you know, it was just funny.
Super with the 1 gifted membership as well. Thank you so much, Super. Volatile Crypto with the 5 says, always thought the Larry tax was a joke, but they are coming for everyone. Thank you for breaking one thumb. Yo, don't make me sound like ICE agents, bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. You're gonna get the show canceled, bro. Nightwing Nova with the 7 months to Yonko status says, Loki over Shamrock. I stand on the Loki hype. Hashtag Latina Larry. Hashtag Loki no diffs. I think we'll actually get to that part of the conversation. I think one of us is probably going to mention that. So just wait on it. Digital Kev with the 2 says, Shanks beat the rat allegations. Hashtag best book club.
Yeah.
We will get to that too. All right, let's go back to the chapter. We'll continue reading super chats. So if we haven't read yours, let me know or just wait on it because we haven't gotten to it yet. All right, guys. Let's get it. The chapter opens up with us at the foot of Orist Castle in Elbaf. Roto tells the original Straw Hat Trio, Luffy, Zoro, and Nami, how no one has dared approach this castle within the 14 years since King Harold's passing. Or so he thought, because we then see the front door broken and the guards missing. Nami says this is a bad sign. Zoro questions if there are intruders since the door is broken from the inside. Luffy's like, whatever, and runs right in with excitement. Roto is a bit uneasy, and Luffy loves how huge the castle is inside. He can't even see the ceiling. Luffy wants Roto to tell him where the keys are. Roto responds to Luffy that he's never been inside here, so he doesn't know. Nami and Zoro then compliment Roto to manipulate him to carry them so they don't have to walk. Nami thinks out loud and says how the castle's enormity gives her wonder and fear. She also wants to know if this destruction they're witnessing is from the intruders. Roto tells her it's not. It's actually from the battle between King Harold and Loki. These are the scars of their fight. Zoro's impressed. Roto continues by saying that Loki is a monster for sure, but King Harold was also known as a great warrior of his own. Luffy's impressed by how big the next room is, and Nami is horrified by what's inside. Luffy says it's like a graveyard. We then see many bones from fallen giants all over the ground. Roto confirms that these are soldiers who happened to pass away at Loki's hand in one day. It was 100 men. The only survivors were himself and Chief Ja Rule because of how gruesome it was. It was agreed that the castle should be sealed and left untouched. Roto thinks vengeful spirits will appear. Luffy's impressed by one of the skulls because of how big it is. It even has horns like oars. Roto drops more lore and tells us that the largest bones belong to warriors with the blood of ancient giants. There aren't many pure-blooded giants, but some still have traces of it in their history. King Harold was very large and mighty too. We then see this visage of King Harold. He was proclaimed to love peace and attempted to bridge the gap between their people and the outside world. He was the greatest king in Elbaf history, they say. Luffy thinks he looks strong. Roto continues and says the scarring on his head is where he ripped out his horns. That is the mark of ancient giant blood. To him, ancient giants were a reminder of our era of war. Luffy's shocked he had horns, and Zoro thinks highly of him. So, guys, what are your thoughts regarding the beginning of this chapter? And we'll start with Lionel.
I want to say, I already said this, Lawrence, but one chapter, and this is what I meant, I thought it was hilarious, that when Roto was talking about the door, he said the door was busted wide open. And I was just like, this is what I was talking about when I was trying to tell Shamrock. When Shamrock said, like, he said that. I'm thinking, this is what I meant. But everything got taken out of context.
Open.
Yeah, but this, they changed it to broken through the door. Like, it's changed. But I was dying laughing when the one translation said that. So that's what I meant. He said it, but I didn't say door. I know, and it's whatever. It's funny. But I was like, again, there's so much here.
Yo, there's a lot within this first part. In this chapter.
I was actually thinking of King Harold a little bit. And Wait, you went to part. Wait, you saw the. You went to how he looks, right?
Yeah. It's to the point where he ripped off his horns.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said this to Lawrence. I don't know if people. I thought of this. Does he not look like Kaido in the face?
Yeah.
A little bit.
And I was thinking, like,
did you ever pull up the pictures for both of them side by side?
a little bit. I mean, the more you look at it, obviously there is differences, but like, I think the big thing.
There aren't really any big differences. Bro.
It's because the spiked hair and the frown face and everything is like. Besides him being bald, but honestly, if you just give him horns, if you didn't take it out and just give him hair, like, cause
it's like the mustache is the only thing that's to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's funny they're talking about like ancient giants are the ones notified to have horns, right? And I really thought of like, because every time you think of ancient giants, you think of Oars, like, in his generation. But like, I don't want to get into a little bit what Brodo said, like, you know, with the warring and other like whatever, but because they never elaborated on the history of giants like that, like their genealogy and what makes them different. But you think of it, it's like humans, how humans are the same, but there's different races in humans and stuff. Giants are the same thing. Like there's different races of giants and like, but the thing is, but some of them are considered giants, some of them are not. Like for instance, how big Kaido is, he's not considered a giant. Neither is Whitebeard. Yeah, but then you have people like Kuma who have giant's blood in them, and they're probably. I think Kuma's a little bit bigger than Whitebeard. Like I don't know. I didn't look at the measurements or meters or how tall they are. But like, right there kind of shows like the giants have horns, and it goes into because I noticed two things that 𝙏𝙪𝙪 doesn't have horns.
Yeah, well that's brought up later on.
Okay.
No, actually it's not. But
okay, because I was mostly going by because he has his mindset, and he like, you know, the king had his mindset of like, you know, about peace, and like they said he's not really a violent person. He's trying to bring like, you know, change the ways of Elbaf, right? And I was thinking of I wonder when this started occurring. Was he always like this, or something happened that changed him?
What do you mean? When he like obtained his horn started growing?
No, when for instance, at one point I don't know when, because this whole thing, like they explain certain things, but they don't tell you the time frame of when he started doing this. Like when he started changing Elbaf traditions, when he ripped up the horns off his head.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
So I was thinking the fact that I was thinking of the person who passed again, he could have been like this from the beginning, or he was the traditional Viking person. Then I think when he meets 𝙏𝙪𝙪's mother, I think something happened that him meeting her changed his view on certain things.
It's always women, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. But I think like him, like for instance, I don't know, but I think he like, in a way fell in love with her and adopted her way of being of giants because some
ideals.
Yeah, because they said that even some giants view Elbaf as savages, and that's his line. While they're implying that other giants are not like that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, and the fact that she's not part of them, that she's an outsider or a foreigner, that she doesn't have the religious views or beliefs or traditions as Elbaf has. So she probably has different viewpoints.
Yeah.
And she probably shared that with him, and whatever she looks or whatever, he fell in love with her, and he had 𝙏𝙪𝙪.
Yeah.
And I think at that point they're like, yo, that's an outsider. Pretty much you're breaking our traditions, and that's why like she could be queen. And I think eventually, like he and like, you know, whatever happened to her, we don't know. Because did they mention she's still alive? No, right?
They didn't mention anything.
And then they made him. He had to or made him. He ended up marrying a woman from his tribe, making Loki. And I noticed, I don't know if Loki has horns. I'm assuming he does, but it also looks like it's part of the helmet.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't know. Like, I'm not saying horns. Like he has horns and 𝙏𝙪𝙪 has what matters, but like they're implying that Loki fits more of the traditional bloodline of the ancient giants, like his father did. While 𝙏𝙪𝙪 fits more of the pretty much the modern giants now, the new generation. Yeah, so I think again, I don't know. I hope they elaborate on it more, but probably thinks that like because for instance, I thought of a little bit Odin too, a little bit. You know how granted Odin was not necessarily a bad person, just he did certain things recklessly that caused problems to his own like his homeland. Until he met like, you know, Roger and Whitebeard, like his way of doing things stayed the same to a degree, but changed it. Like he wouldn't cause that much of a ruckus or put innocent people in danger as much as he used to be. Like that's why Kaido called, you know, Roger and Whitebeard, they're great pirates or whatever and great men, but they're soft. Odin adopted that, and I think something similar happened to Harold. Like he adopted certain things, and now he's trying to bring their beliefs and their teachings into his war country or land, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" So that's what I got. I mean, I could be wrong, but because the mostly where did this come from? Like they don't elaborate if he was always like this, and I'm thinking there had to be somewhere, and I think it's the woman itself that could explain why he became this way, and that became so serious that he even ripped off his horns, that he's doesn't even want to pretty much attain this war anymore, and I actually think that probably led to his death, as in I don't think Loki's stronger than him to go by the hype, and I don't know if he really even fought Loki. Like, I'm not saying he let himself beat up or get killed if it was Loki, but like besides that being his son, like he took the point like I'm not warring, I'm not, like he could have took it as I'm not fighting.
Yeah.
And that led to his death, and like and how Loki is or whatever happened that could have intervened. But I think he became such a pacifist that led to his death.
Yeah.
That's what I think, or my conclusions lead to that.
All right. Anything else?
I spoke a lot, and I think I forgot what else I want to bring up. But I'll let somebody else go.
All right. We can always just come back.
Yeah.
Law?
Okay, so I have a decent amount. One I just want to mention because I forgot. I don't know if we touched on it earlier, but this page kind of reminded me of, because they talked about, the intruders coming through the door, and we already know who they were.
Yeah.
Right? Or who they are. Right? But to me, it's like, I don't know if we really mentioned it, but now it just ring the bells that it looks like the summonings that we saw the Gorosei use in Egghead wasn't just a special ability that the Gorosei had to themselves, that only, the 5 elders in them class could use it, but also it looks like anyone who has like the CD authority, who's an authority figure or authority of status, like the Gorosei, elders, and the Holy Knights, right? Those things have access to this summoning teleportation ability, right? So now all the ones who are the authority can use it. That's kind of like, I don't know if we touched upon it, so I want to bring it up now, whatever, right? But yeah, so mainly what I want to bring out is that I want to say that in this chapter, it said that King Harold passed away 14 years ago, right? So if you do the math from 6 years ago when Shanks defeated and captured Loki, right? So before that, though, it said before that, after Harold's passing, Loki was free with the fruit ability that he got, claiming to be the sun god, for 8 years.
Wait, he passed away 14 years ago?
It said in the beginning of the chapter that King Harold's passing was 14 years ago. So you do the math, right? Because he was captured and defeated by Shanks 6 years ago. So you take away 14 minus 6, right? So before that, so after you take the math, or after King Harold's passing, 8 years have passed on.
Yeah.
Then he fights Shanks. Mm-hmm. And then he's captured, and he's been captured for 6 years. So that changed a lot for me, right? Because now I'm thinking, right, 8 years, not sure exactly when was a timeline where he actually went out to sea, I'm not, or like if he's been on the sea for 8 years, or like, shortly after that, or like after the 8 years, he went out to sea, and then shortly after Shanks stopped him. I'm not exactly sure. But 8 years ago, right, gives him more than enough time to me as a grown man to master this ability and awaken it, right?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking he may have had only a short time with this ability, right? But now you have 8 years with it. So to me, that also puts in a different perspective of how, for example, they claimed earlier with Dorian Bragi and that ship, I don't know exactly who said it, but they talked about how Loki it took all of Elbaf to go against Loki, right? We saw that. I doubt that's also too what they're talking about in that room where he took on 100 warriors and his father. I kind of believe it was him. How it went down, I believe him and his father fought, right? They went toe-to-toe, went all out, whatever, and then King Harold passed. Probably, not say fully easy on it, but that's also his son, exactly sure. But either way, him passed. Then, out of rage, all the other 100 warriors went to attack Loki. Loki took him out, and then Ja Rule was the last one to survive, right? And then somehow he got out of there, and then he take out those 100 people, all of them came to support Ja Rule in trying to stop Loki. So then all of Elbaf's involved, right? So this could be the part where, like, I don't know how, because, giants can kind of fight for, like, years, 100 years, whatever. I'm not saying it lasted all 8 years or whatever, but it could be the part where, like, it drove him either out or he escaped, you know? Eventually escaping, then went out to sea. So now it kind of makes you like put that different perspective where they failed, but more like no, they drove Loki out of Elbaf, and then he was rampaging on sea, then eventually met Shanks, right? But the idea of him having 8 years of time span to grow with that ability makes him, because now what I'm going at is that the time he met Shanks, right, 6 years ago from the current storyline, he has to be way stronger than when he fought his father, King Harald, because when he just got the ability, then if he even had it, like I guess you could say he took the 8th ability first, then fought his father, or he fought his father, then took the ability. Either or, he either had the ability when he fought his father or he didn't, but afterwards he does, right? So then he has 8 years to grow with it. Like I said, possibly even awaken, because now he's a grown man. Because most of the times we see people who awaken it later on, they ate it when they're a kid, right? Mm-hmm. But because going back what Kaido said, your mind and body has to catch up to awaken the ability, right? But when you're a kid, of course that makes sense. As a young kid, your mind's not gonna be developed. Your body's not gonna be developed. But if you're already a grown man eating a fruit, you're more chance to, because your mind and body should be already developed in a way to understand or grow with the ability itself. So now you have a giant in Loki who's a grown man who has 8 years with his ability now. To me now, it builds to Loki that he could be stronger than what I thought. Yes, he still lost to Shanks, but Shanks is ridiculously strong, you know? But I'm just going back the fight that he took. He was already strong enough beforehand to fight his father, beat him, and take out 100 warriors, like slew 100 warriors, then take on all of Elbaf. And then 8 years, then to me, he grew after those 8 years, and then met Shanks, you know? So that puts Loki in a new light to me where like he's stronger than I possibly thought of before, right? I'm curious to how, if he's, I don't know if I would say he's a conqueror because we still haven't seen it with Giants yet, but also too, I'm thinking even now, all the stuff he's going through, he's still not letting out conquerors, like thing. But then it also thought of, do we have an account where any conqueror was locked up in change, and while they're locked up, they let out Conqueror's hockey blast? I don't think we ever got that in the show. Not saying that
Only
excuses.
young Dofi.
He was in change, or was he like tied up?
He had chains around his wrist.
He's chained up? Okay.
When he was being crucified, basically on a building.
Yeah,
But there might be a reason why he can't.
I know, because I thought of that too. The reason why he can't, because like in Wano we learned that there's sea stone prisoners that could be so strong to weaken you that you can't even really use your hockey. We've seen that with Luffy. We've seen it with other people as well, where if you have an ability, the sea cone stuff could weaken you that much that your hockey is basically non-existent.
Yeah.
You know? So I thought that was interesting that the time that it's been 8 years. 'Cause I thought, all right, he just took out his father, boom, and then he just rampaging. No, the 8 years probably means a lot to like the growth of Loki, possibly with his ability, with that his newfound ability, what he claims to be the Sun. Because now he got to know it more. His hockey could agree with it, or he could agree with his ability. I believe he should be awakened at this point because it's been 8 years. You know? We've seen Kaku do it in 2. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. So
Kaku crazy, bro.
But yeah, so like to me that I'm so curious now of Loki's ability with the fruit, you know, that he has, right?
Yeah.
And also, I believe that Kaido's lineage as an Oni are different from Oars. I believe they're two separate things. I believe that whatever Kaido meant with Onis, that's a different race, and that I believe that he's also has the blood of ancient giants in him. So I believe that Kaido has both. He has ancient giant blood or Oars blood, whatever you want to call it, and Oni blood in him as well. That's part of his lineage of why. Also to add to the fact that we don't know what they are, if Onis are supposed to be that big, but explain how big he is with that blood of the ancient giants or Oars in that. As well as I believe now we're getting this. To me, this opens up a lot of things where, for example, like we talk about Big Mom. I believe it cannot even be like, for example, that one of her parents is, but I think trace amounts of that blood are in your system to help you nurture it. 'Cause maybe, I don't know if it skips generations or whatever. Like for Big Mom, she's basically the size of a giant almost. Like when she was a kid, she was the same size as the other kid giants, you know? Maybe they kept growing bigger or then eventually she would reach a certain height, but I believe that she has some type of giant's blood in her. The same way it's probably lesser, I mean more so than what Kuma had. 'Cause I think Big Mom was bigger than Kuma. I think Big Mom had a little more, Kuma had a little less. And I think the same thing with the Whitebeard. So I think that goes into other races where we see in the One Piece show why they have different characteristics, whatever. I believe is because they have different traces of a different lineage blood in them, and what they're able to, not necessarily cross breeding or whatever, but it's like, you know, so now when that opens up, we're going to see more people who have slight traces of Lunarian or other races blood that seem to be extinct because, you know, of how what we're seeing is just because you are not that thing doesn't mean you're not going to be fully. You'll have small amounts of it. I think that opened it up to it. Mm-hmm. Right. So yeah, that's all I had to share for now.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So first, I'd like to say how much I want to visit King Harold's castle. If this was real, it would be like an attraction like none other. It would be amazing to feel like the vastness, embrace its history of warfare, and be confronted with all this lore. Luffy made me want to go to the castle and look around. Mm-hmm. That's how like I felt watching him be as excited as he was, and how like we're seeing this from a very far perspective.
Yeah.
But if you were actually there, you'd be like, bro, this is crazy. This is like going to the pyramids. You know what I'm saying?
Because it has to fit the giants.
Yeah, it's like, bro, this is crazy. All right, so I have an interesting idea. The intruders are Gunko and her partner. That's obvious, right? We know who the partner is. We just haven't reached that part of the chapter. But something is bugging me. It was said by Ja Rule that it's not often humans come up here to the Sun World. Usually, they don't know how to get here, so they assume the underworld is Elbaf and end up fleeing. I assume this counts for everyone who doesn't visit Elbaf or has ties to Elbaf, such as the world government. Well, especially the world government, because Elbaf is not an affiliated nation to them. Never has been. So, if most humans don't come up to the Sun World because they lack knowledge of its existence, then how did Gunko and her partner get summoned to King Harold's castle of all places? Where did they get this information from? Do the celestial dragons have ties to this part of Elbaf? Was there a previous relationship? If so, when? It looks like even during Joy Boy's era, the world government strayed from interacting with Elbaf at all costs. I'm starting to sound like Lionel. Elbaf at all costs. Yeah, we could say that Mother Carmel, who was stationed within the Sun World on Elbaf for 37 years to traffic children, could have taken on the risk of gathering intel on Elbaf itself, but she mainly showed it was all about making that bread. That was really it. She bragged about producing the first ever giant recruit within the Navy, known as John Giant. So maybe she gave them information, but I'm going to be honest, I doubt it. So my mind wandered, and I thought to myself, what are the chances of Emu visiting Elbaf at some point 800 years ago? Is it possible Emu tried to recruit Elbaf to join their alliance to topple the ancient kingdom, and Emu was denied by the king at that time? Emu would have visited the castle and known the Sun World existed too. I'm sure you would want to try to at least see if they would join you, because the worst thing that they could say is nah. Right? Like, nah.
Yeah.
But that is the strongest nation in the world. So why not? I'm sure you would want to know at least if they would join you. So maybe that's it. That summoning circle used to transport people is the power of Emu as well, and he gives his Gorosei the ability to use it. So I'll get more deep into that because I know you have a different opinion you just stated, but I'll dive deeper into it because I have an actual Elbaf theory, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
This might sound like I'm discrediting Loki and King Harold a little bit, but all this damage in this castle doesn't amount to the devastation that was brought about upon that Elbaf village, Big Mom tore apart at the age of 5, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. Big Mom was out here, 5 years old. Yo, bro, there was a lot of damage, dog. Like, she murked one of the Giants easy in one shot. Mm-hmm. And he was chief big dog. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hyping up Loki saying he this and Shanks. Yo, Big Mom was Shanks level, I guess, too at 5, bro. All right, so here's my Elbaf theory. And it's funny that Lawrence, it's so funny that sometimes me and Lawrence come on a pod and we be mad close to like our talking points and that they're just like super similar, but we just like have different sort of views on it. All right. So I have an Elbaf theory. I believe Loki was actually protecting King Harald and the 100 giant warriors against someone from the Holy Knights. I think that someone was Figarland Garling. During the battle, King Harald and his 100 warriors ended up losing their lives protecting the legendary devil fruit passed down through the royal bloodline from Garling. To keep the devil fruit from falling into the world government's hands, Loki ate the fruit in desperation. After the battle was over, the people of Elbaf sentenced Loki to crucifixion afterward for killing King Harald under the assumption he wanted to steal the legendary devil fruit for himself. Ja Rule, having a sword through his head, doesn't remember what happened during the battle since he was there as well to defend Loki. So Loki, angered by what happened, escaped his sentence and decided to leave for sea. Within 8 years, he was defeated by Shanks, who brought him back to Elbaf, which then made Shanks a Yonko because then he put Elbaf under his flag. Because the Elbaf people don't know what truly happened during the battle inside Orist Castle, they all assume it's Loki who murdered his father and the 100 warriors. Loki refuses to tell the truth about what happened because no one would believe him anyway because of his past antics. Hence, why Loki has been locked up in the underworld for the past 6 years since his return. Let's look at the evidence. The first time we hear someone say something good about Loki is when we're introduced to Gerd. She says Loki is not the shame of Elbaf. Then we have Shaggy, the person Loki spoke with on a Denden Mushi, who commented that even though Loki's words can be fearsome, they hide his kindness. Then we have Luffy, who's exceptional at reading people, asking Ja Rule if Loki is a good person after he meets him. I think these are hints as to why Loki didn't murk his father or the 100 warriors. Then we have the stories about him using his innate strength to kill and control animals in the underworld, which then unleashed upon the villages. He created arson and devastation. The many pranks threatened the lives of his people. He made his Elbaf brethren live in hell whenever King Harald was away. His antics can be why people view him in such a negative way. But my reason for why Garling was the one looking for this devil fruit is because when we saw Saturn on Egghead, he used his powers to summon himself through a circle to Egghead, and then he used it to summon his fellow Gorosei members to Egghead. Then we found out that the Gorosei's powers are given to them by Emu. Saturn has his power taken away, and his position is later given to Garling. I assume Garling took on Saint Saturn's powers and now has the ability to summon people anywhere with those same circles Saturn used. So how would he know how to summon his holy knights to the Orist Castle? Because he'd been there before.
Interesting. Okay.
So, before we continue, what's your thoughts about that?
Now, I liked how you were bringing out, too. Like, I wonder how Oda's going to do it. The fact that, again, because now thinking about what we got word of here, it seems like more like a confirmation that King Harald, was killed by Loki. But then you brought out, why would Gerd say that if it was true? calling him not to shame him Elbaf. All right, Roto, he's kind of a creep, he's a jerk, but this person supposedly killed your king. So why would you view Loki not to shame but Roto? So that goes into like, all right, if you know Loki, maybe he's not that bad of a person. Like there's some other thing going on there, you know? Like it's like, all right, I don't know if he fully did. Like for example, Gerd. What if she doesn't fully believe that Loki's the one that took out his father? Mm-hmm. You know, like there's some other thing going on. I just don't know. He didn't seem the type that would do that because maybe he liked his father. You know, maybe he respected his father. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't know. And other things, and also to the Luffy thing, and then that person, the kindness in his voice. It could also seem like Loki's trying to present himself as a certain way too, but he could be a prankster. I'm not sure. But the whole evidence where trying to protect his father from all that, and then also too that the memory of 𝛾 Rule not being there because of the sword. You know, there's enough to me to show that there's evidence to it to show that you could possibly think that way. So it's very interesting, and I'm going back and forth about if Loki's the one that actually did it or not. You know, because he does show signs that he's this, you know, this vicious person by screaming out, but also too, the animals. You know, he says he befriended the animals. You know, but he also has a warrior spirit. You know, it is what it is. So I don't know. There's things in there that we could. It makes the storyline with Oda's writing interesting that it could be up in the air to discuss it like this. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Lionel?
No, I like it a lot actually. Like I said, I don't know, like with the whole Harold and Loki thing, but like they always question like, you know, Luffy's view, the fact he can't pay Loki already. Mm-hmm. Like that always got me intrigued, because I'm not saying Luffy knows immediately if he's a bad person or not, but Luffy's intuition, he gets certain vibes off people. Like he got it from like, again, when he first met Blackbeard, he already had a weirdly dislike towards him for whatever reason. Like, you know, but certain people, he just knew you're not a bad person, or you're not this, you're not that. Luffy, just whatever with Loki, that he is like, that's why Luffy's asking, because I guess he can't judge yet. He can't tell or give off the feeling yet. And maybe it's because he's Seiko and handcuffed, so he can't really sense that much for him. I don't know. Maybe, I'm not exactly sure, but Loki could be both, for all we know. But like the fact that Luffy, is questioning and like, you know, has an interest in Loki, and Gerd is saying like, you know, pretty much that like she's talking about Roto, like, Zoe, you take him out next time he does that, but nothing towards Loki. Shows like, all right, like who is Loki now? Like, did he really do this? Did he not? Like, and the fact that Loki never mentions anything about what he did or he's proud of it or anything, he doesn't bring that up at all. Like, he doesn't bring up why he's in prison or he just wants to escape, but he never feels like he did anything wrong. Yeah. And that could be, like, because he actually generally didn't do anything wrong, or he just, I did what I had to do to get what I wanted. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. It could be, like, Loki's an interesting character because we can't peg him yet. Even Luffy can't peg him yet if he's actually a genuinely bad person or not. We don't know, but there's signs of where he may be a little crazy, but he's not, like, I would never, even though how crazy I was, I ambitious or whatever, I won't take up my father. I'm not that type of person. Mm-hmm. You know, so, like, even though he gives off vibes of Doflamingo a little bit, but I'm not Doflamingo. Yeah. So, like, and it's kind of interesting of that type of character. Like, even, for instance, and that goes into a little bit of Kaido. Even though Kaido says, like, I tried to take out your mom and all this stuff, but deep down, if you wanted to take out your mom or your daughter, you would have did it. Yeah. And he didn't do it. So the same thing with, like, and that's where you find it interesting. Like, Loki's a little bit like Doflamingo and Kaido, but in his own way. Like, he has like a little mixed feelings of both of them. But like, so I just find it interesting, and I just want to know how he views his brother and his father, because we don't get Loki's view on it. We don't get his take on it at all. But I do like it a lot because to me it fits it more and it makes sense. Yeah, like because we all assume like the transportation thing, you can't just do it. Like if you like, for instance, they show like, or you have to be there or at least or be familiar with that area for you to just transport somewhere. You can't just transfer something like Kuma's, like all the stuff he has in his book is stuff where he's been to, so he could transfer you there. Or I think Van Ogre, I think he could transfer or teleport places where he's been to. I don't think they have
a certain amount distance.
Yeah, I don't think there's an area that I could just transport to someplace randomly that I've never been there before. Like I don't think they elaborate on that, but it makes sense that pretty much. that's not a thing. But it also made me. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
What you said, because I forgot what I was gonna say too. A little bit after what my take is, but again, I do like it. I just think that's probably what happened more. Like,
Yeah.
it makes more sense because I don't know, but it makes more sense. Like the way you did it tied it into everything actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I was actually thinking of a little bit with the ancient giants a little bit, and it goes by the sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Like the more the ancient of the giants or pure blooded is, the bigger they are, because they said that Harold, it was bigger than normal giants.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting, like, because I know in the last chapter it said like the giants can pretty much rule the world or something like that at one point. I didn't get to read watch the podcast to see what you guys' takes on it, of your views on pretty much saying that the world, ended twice and that giants were the ruler of the world at one point. I don't know. I didn't know what you guys' takes on it, but I find it interesting. Like, to a degree, 3 countries. Well, one is inhabited by giants, but 2 other countries have giants references. They're not affiliated with the world government. One of them's Wano, and I thought of the big giant skull. The fact that it's a skull and it had big giant horns and also that big giant sword showed that that's probably one of the giants back then that possibly could have ruled the world.
I was gonna mention that too.
What, in the chapter? When?
Yeah, like after you guys were done
Oh,
talking.
wait, are you still?
But I didn't write out like this whole thing.
Okay.
But I have some like ideas. Yeah.
And I also thought of, because I was going with the timeline. I didn't do much of the research I wanted to do, but I also thought of.
Because you don't be taking notes.
I take notes.
You don't take no notes, bro. You just be freestyling.
I remember everything. No,
No, but I was gonna say that too. Was the Onigashima skull?
Yeah.
Has horns. There's a big sword as well. To add on to it, Ja Rule said the world has basically been destroyed twice, right?
Yeah.
So that means that there was Joy Boy, and then there was someone else before that. That someone else isn't Nika to me. I think Nika is just the idea. Like, the same way Buddha is an idea for Sengoku's Devil Fruit. I think that's the same way for Nika, for the Nika.
Yeah.
Know me, right? So I think that there's a Joy Boy we know nothing about, but that did exist. And during his time, the world wasn't sinking. The world wasn't as flooded as we know now. And everything was a little bit bigger. And I think that Onigashima skull those are the real ancient giants. That's the real ancient giant itself, and that's why it's so huge.
Yeah.
So Ors and Ors Jr., they're descendants of whatever that Onigashima skull is. And Onigashima has been there for a minute, right? So those dudes were called the actual continent pullers, while Ors and Ors Jr. are from like continent puller people. And they just named them that because of probably this ancient information we just know nothing about.
Yeah.
So I do believe that whatever that Onigashima ancient giant is from, it's from the first Joy Boy era when the world was destroyed the first time. And that was my thought process going into it. And I was like, damn, because it makes sense. Because Ors is not that big.
Yeah.
Nah, Ors is the same size as the numbers.
Yeah.
So,
and
you know
what
I'm saying?
And I was thinking he's called a continent pillar. I'm thinking that giant Onigashima, that fits more of a continent pillar than Ors does. But
exactly.
And I would just think, because maybe started thinking of when they started pulling continents or making it, because I think of when you're pulling a continent, I think you're putting it together like a puzzle.
Yeah.
And I thought of Onigashima. I thought of Wano. How they're like, out of all the islands, they're a country because there's 5 of them connected together.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what if again? I don't know when the flood or when the world happened or when the destruction happened on certain things, but if that wasn't together or was the continent pillar trying to put that together, like how it used to be? You know how, for instance, the only we saw Alabasta, each country or each island is singular. The only other one I know that was right next to it.
Oh, I get you. That kind of makes sense too.
Right?
It could be that.
Because I was thinking of Dressrosa, then you saw Green Bay right next to it, and I think maybe Amazon, Lily, and that other island. But Wano has literally 5 countries, and if I have to call continent pullers, he's trying to pull them together to make it one. Like,
You know what's
South
crazy?
Side.
And I said this on the last pod, you weren't here, but Oars himself might have been acting upon stories he's probably heard from previous giants,
That's what I was
because
thinking, too.
when he was doing his thing on the seas, he was actually pulling nations together and he became like a mini Yonko. So we could take that figuratively or literally. We could say that he was probably pushing continents together if they were small enough for him to do it, right?
Yeah.
But it's also in a way he was banding people together as well to be under his flag. And then he just passed away due to the cold. And then, I had another Elbaf theory. I had another one. So, I think the giants overall, the ancient giants overall, I wish I wrote this down. I should probably do it for the next pod. I'm going to save it for the next pod. I'm not going to tell it now because I'm going to butcher it. But I'll give you the idea. Okay. All right, so I think that the Elbaf warriors themselves have a huge weakness, and it's just cold weather, bro. I think that's the reason why the ancient giants ended up, passing away, all of them, because they're just really, really dumb. And it was shown through Oars, because he died with just his loincloth, from what Chopper said. And then also when we saw Oars Jr., he was also standing in the cold, and then Ace had to give him, a straw hat in order to protect him from the snow. Yeah. Right? Other than that, if there was nobody there, he probably would have just passed away on that island, too. And then if you look at the giants, what are they always wearing? Basically nothing.
Wearing cloths or just covering just certain parts, and that's it.
And they stay away from the underworld as well.
That's true.
And the only person that's in the underworld is Loki, and how is he dressed? Full garments.
Yeah, he's wearing pants and
We've never seen a giant dress full garment like that. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna cook up, and I'm gonna show y'all all the evidence, and you're gonna be like, yo, this is actually kind of crazy.
Because the first time we've seen Hadrulin, he's wearing
hold on. But it gets deeper. You ready? They celebrate the sun god, right? They celebrate the sun god, but they do it during the winter solstice festival. Because the winter solstice happens to be a time where they also starve themselves, but it's also a time of weakness. So they need the sun god to come save them to make them warm again. Why would they call a winter solstice festival for the sun god? Yeah. That doesn't make sense. That's funny. I'm gonna cook up. I'm gonna bring it back to the pod next week. I'm actually not gonna be here next week. Actually, damn. All right, so I'm gonna bring it back after I come back from PR.
But I feel like, doesn't Roto though wear a lot of clothes?
He's one of those few, but
does he?
This has gotta be. Isn't he wear a scarf? He wears pants. He has a long coat.
Hold on, I might be wrong then. Does he wear a lot of clothes?
And then also to the picture of the king, we saw him fully.
That's armored up and stuff. That's not a full picture. We only saw top torso.
I don't know.
What was it?
All right, so we've been on this part for mad long, but it's so interesting. All right, so the next thing I wanted to mention is that it's so damn funny that Kaido might be a giant, low key, right? And his whole thing he lived his entire life for was that he needed to somewhat be Joy Boy or find Joy Boy. And he had no recollection or any traditions instilled into him about Joy Boy, about becoming Joy Boy. He just naturally wanted to be Joy Boy. Isn't that insane? And then he gets defeated by Joy Boy. And I don't even know if he's been to Elbaf. But he has all the qualities of a giant himself. Yeah, he does. So it's bro, what the hell?
And there's more to it, because I said it a while back, too. Remember when I went back and I was talking about what Dory and Brocky said, how giants view them passing in a warrior's death or something like that? If you pay attention to those words, Kaido says something very similar when talking to Luffy. He's talking about a man's completion is in his death, right? And how pretty much how he wants to have a great war for someone that actually where he could pass out. He's always trying to take himself out. So it's even the ideology of how they view death in a warring state. You know, like during Rocky viewed it as shame not to pass in an honorable way, right? Like as in a battle or a war. You know, that's their completion. Kaido says the same thing. On that, so it's like that's just like Kaido has the Giant's blood in him. So they
definitely.
No, and guess what? What did he want to do ultimately? To have the greatest war ever in history. The dude clearly was a giant the whole time, and we out here just like, damn.
Yo,
it's crazy now that it connects.
You know, as a kid, just I want more combat. Everything he did was battle oriented. Like he wanted to turn the One Piece world, into a big giant war zone, warland.
Yeah,
like pretty much. Like,
that's it.
What I wanted to add before though, and it's going to go off topic and then a little on topic. What I want to add too about the whole Loki thing is I was finding it interesting that what Luffy sensed about Loki beforehand. You see, he got this weird tingly feeling or whatever. But then that drew Luffy to Loki to figure out who or what this was. You know, that's very interesting because why?
Yeah.
Because Loki is also very chained up right now, probably with a lot of sea stone weakening. But what did you sense? What did you feel through your observation to go there? And then Luffy was kind of chilling with this person, so curious about that. And then Luffy, remember too, Luffy almost acted out of character. He was in excitement. That's normal Luffy. But then he became a chatterbox.
Yeah.
He starts ranting on. When have you really seen Luffy rant on about anything?
Yeah.
Luffy like that. Where was this comfortability that Luffy got like this, you know? So then the other thing I want to add it too is that I wonder if, I don't know why also too I want to add, there's just a note to it because it made me think of it too. You said King Harold also looked like Kaido, right?
Yeah.
With the bald head and that mark. I don't know if you saw those marks.
Yeah, there's a tattoo, I think.
Yeah,
Ripley has something similar.
Yeah, did it kind of remind you of Kratos a little bit? I saw a little.
I didn't even think of it until you just said it now.
I was like, with the bald head and that mark.
I actually thought about when Lionel mentioned how a woman changed King Harold's perspective.
Yeah,
that kind of happened in the new Kratos video games. He met this woman and had his son Atreus by her. And it kind of shaped him to be a better man from the god of war that he was. Like, he wanted to be a better man because of her. And he fell in love with her. And it's funny because that whole game is based on Norse mythology.
That's funny. It is too, actually.
And also, she was part giant.
Ha! That's crazy because his first wife and kid didn't do it for you.
Yeah. That's crazy. No, go.
I was wondering because adding to what we were just talking about, because it actually goes into Greek, a little bit of pretty much the Greek mythology, but biblical. I don't know if you guys brought that up a little bit.
About what?
Pretty much when I heard pretty much that the giant ruled the world at one point, and pretty much I really thought of I don't know if you brought it up or thought of it, Lawrence, in Genesis. I thought of it's interesting that, and again, I don't know if Oda's doing that, but during the time of before the flood, the Nephilim were on Earth, and pretty much they were really much ruling the Earth at some point, because the angels came down and made it with humans and made hybrids, made giants, pretty much, and they were ruling and terrorizing the Earth. Then that's when the Earth became so bad and wicked that God made a flood to get all the evil and wickedness out. But I found it interesting. I wonder if Oda's playing on that. Since the giants were ruling the world at that time, I wonder if it's a reference to biblical, pretty much the time of Genesis, and making it with also Norse mythology at the same time.
I was actually going to mention that in the next part of the chapter.
Oh, yeah? Oh, shoot, my bad.
Yeah. No. Keep going, bro. This is what it is.
What I wanted to add is that, because we mentioned that mythology with Kratos and everything, what made me think of all right, you have giants, right? And you also mentioned Nephilim. And then, but also in God of War, we had creatures that were bigger. And it made me think of continent pullers because when they were enslaved, they had them pulling crazy things. The Titans.
I thought it too. I forgot. That's what I thought about the Titans.
I thought of the Titans, right?
I did think
so
Titans.
Now, for example, because Ors Jr., as big, they said he was 3 times as big as the normal giant, right? And they even showed a picture when he was holding here. The giant, compared to Ors, wasn't even as big as his arm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they said that Ors is as tall as 4 giants, and Ors Jr. is as tall as 2 giants.
Yeah, because I'm going to say that Ors is bigger than Ors Jr., right? But then if you match, you broke out that giant skull on Onigashima.
It's not even close.
Yeah. Ors is huge.
Yeah.
But it's not that big. That resembles more of like what probably Zunisha's size. Zunisha, to me, would be considered like a Titan. You know? So now you have these creatures as big as that. So I wonder if Oda's going to dabble into like the Titans class, how huge they were in the One Piece world. These giant creatures that were kind of like so colossal that like, you know, who could really compete against it? You know? Titan-sized giants or whatever. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I was gonna mention. I do think that Kaido might be a brother to 𝙏𝙾 and Loki. I think he might be. Yo, listen, man. King Harold was throwing it. Yo, he was throwing it around, bro. Yo, King Harold was out here throwing it around, bro. All right.
It's funny because
listen, man.
Sowing his royal oats.
If you look at it though, they're relatively all close in age.
Yeah.
Toju's like 81. Loki is 63, and Kaido's 59.
He's the baby.
Listen, man. Yo, he could have been throwing it around, man. And they look mad similar, so I wouldn't doubt that Kaido might have, you know what I'm saying? Like, we already know that Ripley's husband happens to be a regular-sized person. You know, if King Harold was disappointed in his current wife and his previous, wife that he actually changed for ended up passing away, yo, keep slutting, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Why stop there, bro?
Didn't you say like not that Loki like it was like while Loki was young, didn't his mother or the queen pass away?
I don't remember. I gotta search back. I don't remember.
Yeah, I was gonna go back to it, but I remember saying something about like the queen because it's talking about. I think it's talking about when the horse passed away.
No, it was a horse that passed away.
They mentioned the wife.
And then they were like, "Yo, Big Mom was his fault too."
They did. I think at the horse.
Big Mom was just born. I mean, Loki was just born.
No, I think Lawrence did mention. You might be right because I think he said when the horse passed, they attributed to eventually the queen passing.
Yeah,
something like that. I forgot.
So I'm opening up for the queen passing. That could have been the time frame where he went out and had Kaido.
Listen, man. Sometimes when you're depressed, you make sexual advances. It's called self-sabotage in many. So you know what I'm saying? Grieving.
What was it in Wedding Crashers? And he tried to crash at funerals. He was like, "Yo, it's so easy. It's so easy. You don't even have to do much." It's like the most aphrodisiac, and he's just like, "At a funeral." He's like, "What's wrong with you?"
Mom, the meatloaf. I never know what she's doing in there. What's she doing?
I can't.
All right. Let's go to some super chats, and then we'll go into the next piece of the chapter. Okay. We'll do super chats for about like 10 minutes. Let me find our place because we have so many super chats. Oh my God! I hope you guys are not mad at us for like taking so long. That was a really good part of the chapter.
Yeah.
And then we have the other stuff to go over, which is not going to be too crazy, but all right. So Hans D. Zoro with the 5 says, "What up, guys? Happy to be here. Missed last week. Excited to hear theories. Luffy/Zoro versus Edward/Alphonse. Who wins? #Larry tags. #topped on top. #BBC. #Lino Ghost." You just heard a bunch of theories. Sorry we're late on that, but it's Luffy and Zoro, bro. There's no need to keep going. Nicholas Cortez with the 5 says, since hockey counters devil fruits, please explain how hockey and a devil fruit can be used simultaneously by the same user. It's because it's their hockey.
Yeah,
that's really
it counts as other people's. It's part of your because the ability integrates with you so much. It's like part of your DNA.
Yeah, you become it pretty much.
So now it's working with your will. It's part of you.
All right, Roy Stokes. We mentioned him. Neil became a Nakama member for 4 months. Says, "Yo, what up, bro?"
Yo, what's going
Forever
on?
Lore with the 2 says, "Shamrock is a Zoro victim. #Law has the lisp fruit."
I be lisping.
You be lisping?
I guess so.
Open your mouth. Roberto Frigoredo. I don't know how to say your last name like that. With the 5 says this chapter was crazy and it's mind blowing. And Pew says that we're getting another chapter after 11:38. Let's go. Keep the chapters coming. Ultra Mix with the 5 says, after playing Marvel Rivals, do you think a One Piece game could work in that style? And if so, who would you main in that game? No. I don't think it would work in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
No, it could work in Have you played Marvel Rivals?
I played it once.
It's good.
I know.
I've been playing it.
They just threw me in there though. No tutorial or nothing. I was just like, what's going on?
They're bugging. Could it work? Yes, it could work. There's a lot of devil fruit abilities that could make it work. Mm-hmm. But overall, it's still, I think it's a fighting game. It needs to be fighters.
Because if you're using abilities, what about hockey? And that's like,
Yeah.
You could somehow work around it.
It's going to be tough.
Felt Winter Peak with the 5 says, Larry, are you saying you would be a Jaegerist in Attack on Titan? Also, Eren Yeager is a conqueror? I would, yo. Yo, F those people. I'll say, yo.
I ain't watched Attack on Titan, so I don't know.
Like, don't be trying to murk us for no reason, bro. Is he a conqueror? Eren Yeager a conqueror? No. Because he was a slave to himself. Think about that. Joey Donko with the 2 says, so Shanks actually lost screen time. Hashtag Larry Tax.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Cyborg Frankie with the 5 says, I'm glad Lionel is here. Been rewatching the pod, and I'm proud to announce out of the 188 episodes of Top, Lionel has attended 99 times. Hashtag bust it. Is that true? 99 times only?
At 188?
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true, bro.
Not about to reach his 100th episode.
Yeah, shout out to Lionel,
We
bro.
should do something.
Bro. We gotta get you a cake. All right, for Garland Shampoo with the 279 says, hi there. Hi here to give my weekly Larry tax. Hashtag Tyrant Larry. Okay, stop. Jason LaCrue says with the 10, hey guys, what's up? Do y'all think that Oda is trolling everybody by naming Shanks' brother Shamrock because if you save them in alphabetical order, Shamrock Shanks sounds like Shamrock Shake. LMAO. No, bro.
That's nah.
Yeah. Project Man Iceman has become a member for 21 months. Yo, thank you, Iceman.
Thank you.
Says there have been some theories out there that Kaido might have some relation to Harald. It makes things connect, like Kaido's thirst for war, or the fact that Onigashima looks like an ancient giant skull. We actually went over that.
Yeah. That's that.
Justin Anderson with his first super chat says, first super chat, been listening for about a week. Love the pod. Keep being great. Hashtag Larry isn't racist. He's prejudiced. What? Hashtag ZerlD1. Hashtag cat beating Blackbeard low diff. Low diff is disrespectful, bro. You're going to have Seb freaking out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Seb's about to crash out.
Seb's about to crash out on all his cousins. He's just going to start slapping everybody. B Houses with the 5 says, tell me why I saw Law put a circus bear in a German suplex over a triple stack Baconator. Hashtag Lionel busted open. Hashtag unfair for the bear. Hashtag tax exempt.
That's my Baconator.
We talked about him taking 2 Baconators and almost dying.
I didn't almost die. I conquered that Baconator. Both of them.
Project Iceman with the 5 gifted memberships.
Yeah,
Thank you.
shit.
Max Brown with the 3 says, what's one thing you love and hate about One Piece? I would say mystery to both. As a general statement.
Yeah, and I'll put in my own words. I love the lore, but I also don't love that we're not getting the flushed out lore.
Yeah, you just want the whole load. Like, just give it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Why you gotta word it that way?
Lionel?
I don't know, man.
All right, bro. Yo, Rhett Pressler with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, gang. Please throw up the Nakama fist for our boy Rhett. Big Mike with the 20 says, can y'all please discuss what y'all thinking about the Figarland family, including Shanks? Final matchups or theories? I personally would love if Shamrock and Shanks pulled a parent trap on Luffy. Hashtag White Watcher tax. Hashtag Larry the Goat. All right, we need to stop doing that. We are going to talk about that real soon. Mm-hmm. All right. One more super chat before we get back into the chapter. From Nate D with the 20. I miss Max Brown. Oh, I did that one. Yeah, I did that one, Marv. Thank you, though. Nate D with the 20 says, at Shonen Showdown and the Syndicate is the reason we're paying this so-called Larry tax. Law is Dragon, Lionel is Garp, and Seb is Kobe. Can't believe y'all letting Larry take the blame like that. Hashtag Joe told us. Hashtag save Larry.
What? I low-key don't understand.
It's an inside joke. All right, before we do it, we got a 50 from the Life with Anime podcast.
Hey,
our boys Joe
thank
and
you,
Preston.
thank you.
Love y'all, bro. Thank you. We at this point we just throwing back 50s towards each other. He says, since Larry came in wallin' during our live, if a Vonkov hit you with their devil fruit and you were permanently stuck, who is the first character you trying to holla at and why? Hashtag waiting for twin takeover. Hashtag Larry tax. Hashtag Shonen Showdown is Seb's Ghost Rider. I'm scissoring Boa, bro. What are we talking about, bro? Alright, I'm scissoring Boa. I'm going to an island full of women and still being me, bro. Alright? Still being me. But I'm gonna put on some eyeliner, some low-cut jeans. I'm gonna wear... Yo, I'm gonna be a baddie, bro. Alright? Look it. Ice Spice recently just posted her video that she's still eating her oats. I've been eating my oats, alright? I'm gonna look right. I'm gonna have everybody out there trying to holler at me. Best believe it.
Oh, that was different.
I can't, bro.
I can't.
Nobody clip that.
You gonna dress like _ʍ what you?
Stop, man.
Listen,
Bro,
man,
stop.
y'all can't say ayo, alright? It's not an ayo moment. I'm already a female, bro. Alright? I'm out here with other females. That's kind of ayo if you think about it. But it's not ayo in the sense of being ayo.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying?
I gotta wipe my
And
eye.
best believe it's clapping. Alright, I'm done. Alright, let's get back to the chapter. Alright, let's do it. Let's get back to the chapter. Alright. We continue to move forward with the chapter. Roto. Oh, guys, we are going to read the rest of your super chats. Please give us a minute. Roto continues to hold the original Straw Hats trio as he moves throughout Orist Castle. He tells them that the death of King Harald was a shock to them all, but it was a lot harder on his other son, Hadrudin. He has the most cause to hate Loki for his actions. The Straw Hats are shocked Loki and Hadrudin are brothers. Roto says they are indeed brothers, but share different mothers. Hadrudin was born to another woman before Harald's marriage to the queen. Elbaf stopped Hadrudin's mother from being queen. Nami wants to know why. Roto says because she was from another giant nation. Zoro voices that shouldn't matter since they're all giants. Roto throws back the question at Zoro. So, what if they're all giants? Do you humans not wage war over land and resources as well? Then Zoro goes, oh yeah, you're right. Roto continues as he walks up the stairs and says that giants from other areas can tarnish the blood of Elbaf. Nami mentions how bigoted those views sound coming from Roto. Zoro wants to know why Roto rides with Hadrudin if his blood is tarnished. We then see a flashback of young Roto being bullied and Hadrudin praising Roto for the sea charts that he drew. Hadrudin even asks to be his friend. Roto continues that, unlike him, Hadrudin is an honest and straightforward man. Because he was cast aside and how he dealt with his mother's torment by others, he withstood a lot of pain. He even said, I want to unify all of giant kind. Then we go back to Hadrudin at the party, and you can see him yelling, he'll be the man who will be king of the giants. Roto mentions how he wants his dream to come true. Zoro turns his face and pouts. He says, so you can be reasonable after all. Kinda boring. Nami laughs at Zoro's reaction. Luffy then yells out to them that they should come check out these knocked out giants over here. So, Lionel, what did you think about this specific part of the chapter?
I didn't get that much, honestly, from here. I just got Hadrudin just remind me a little of Luffy.
Yeah.
But, I just got Luffy vibes, but not the same Luffy because I don't want to compare. You know how Luffy is, we see Hadrudin. But I thought it was pretty cool, that moment. But I actually don't really have anything here. So I don't really have anything here. So I'm gonna skip and because I have a little bit more on the other panels, the last panels.
Okay.
Law? Yeah. I like that idea that there's other giant islands or giant races or countries out there besides Elbaf. Even though we just got kind of like, for all we've known, it was like, all right, Elbaf is the land of the giants. So we're thinking all the giants are going to come from there. With this new information, to me, it makes more sense, and I kind of like that idea. It's just that not just the home of every giant in the One Piece Earth is just here. You know, there's other races. That kind of opens up to me, like, even now I'm thinking other places as well. Like, for example, we saw people who, in a way, represent some type of Wano culture, right? I wonder if it's the same for two. Like, it's not just for the giants. Like, we see people who that style of Wano. And yes, we know some are from there, but they kind of left. But what if there's other countries similar to Wano that have that samurai or Bushido type style or way of life or country, but that's not Wano in itself? Like other countries like that. To me, the idea makes sense and it's dope because why would it just be in one place of the world that's like that? You know, it would probably make sense more, especially how One Piece world is. There's islands all over the world, and like, I think even 𝙃𝐻𝐻 said it. Like you can't even number how many the islands are in the world, right? So I like that idea, and it opens up the avenue we even talked about before about different races and the lineage of things, of how things could kind of merge now and to be all over the world. Where you have things where not one race or similar races could be different parts of the island because there's similar countries or similar islands like that. So I like that idea. It makes sense. And to me, this also answers to me why 𝙀𝙀. I've always thought, I didn't say it before, I was going to, but then I kind of lost my train of thought. I've always wondered why, in a way, 𝙀𝙀 wasn't like brought to or considered or spoken about like the way Loki was, right? Loki was named like a prince and everything, but 𝙀𝙀 never once was named like a prince when they refer to him, right? They gave this special prestige to Loki, but never really to 𝙀𝙀 when they would speak about him. They were like, oh yeah, 𝙀𝙀 is this one. And I remember I even said at one time where I thought maybe it's because he's the captain of the giant pirates, and maybe because of doing that, you lose your right to be like king or in the line of throne or whatever. Because I was trying to make sense of it at the time because I didn't know. But I was wondering why, to the point was like, it was almost like he wasn't even considered King Harold's son, because the way they spoke about Loki was not really the way about 𝙀𝙀 because even when we first learned about it too, it said, oh, he's the son of a king. They didn't even say King Harold at that time, you know? It said the son of a king, you know? So then I'm like, all right, but now since we're seeing here is that it's because Elbaf in itself as a country didn't accept 𝙀𝙀's mother, right? Because she wasn't one of them, even though she was a giant, right? So part of that class or everything, because I guess, I don't know if that makes, now I'm thinking also too, what makes Elbaf think that they're so special? Are they the only ones that have the ancient giant blood in them where the other giants are not? Or there's some other reason for it, you know? I thought of that, like what makes you just think, like, because they use the term tarnish or whatever, Elbaf's genes or that one. So why would you hold yourself that high? Is it just because you view yourself superior to other giants because of the ideas or ideologies that you guys stick to and the other giants don't match that? What is it, you know? So to me, it makes more sense where 𝙀𝙀 wasn't considered that. Even we kind of shows that from a young age, we saw him getting trained by the giants. He was heavily accepted. It could be because of that fact that he is also the king's son. Even though he's not full blood, Elbaf blood or King Harold's blood, as in from that lineage, but he's still the king's son, so they gave him still that respect and training him. But even now, we see it too, that they're willing to, you can do it, you can unite all the giants. Maybe because they're drinking and they seem to party, but to that one, I was like, if you view the other giants as, you know, like tarnishing, why would you guys be okay with 𝙀𝙀's dream uniting? Maybe because you're under the influence of alcohol, you're drinking, whatever, or maybe that's just, because maybe one person did only say it, and that's actually a part of someone who's part of 𝙀𝙀's pirate crew, you know? What if all of Elbaf doesn't share the idea, you know? Which would make sense because what Roto just said. Because show that Roto is the one that kind of, he has that thought of why he even said it. Because it will. Not that he didn't speak as if, oh, this is what Elbaf believes. He kind of said this is his own belief. So more than, not just him, but other giants believe that. But the reason why he accepts 𝙀𝙀 is because of, he showed to be like a friend to him, even though he was being picked up for his weirdness. You know, but it just explained it so that, and that makes sense because I was noticing early on why the difference between Loki and 𝙀𝙀, you know, but this explains it. But yeah, that's all I really had for. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, and then I want to add, Lionel, same thing with Lionel. Ḥarjoodin reminded me of Luffy, and I actually hold Ḥarjoodin in a different light now. Because when we first seen him, he was training as a warrior, as a kid, I'm sorry. When we first seen him as a kid, he's training as a warrior, right? And then we seen him grown up, and then we saw him lose to Luffy. But this, him going at, not really protecting Roto, but like reaching out to Roto for his idea, and then having his dreams united. It reminded me of Luffy, but I have him in a different light now. Like, I didn't think this was part of his character at all at first. You know, he seems kind of like almost a different person as that kid to how he is now, more free spirit. And it reminded me of Luffy, but also reminded me of someone else though. Lionel. It also reminded me of Hana from Worst, how he wanted to unite all of Suzuran and even the town because he's like, we're all on the same side here, and how it makes me think of how Junin views all giants in a way. We all have giant blood. We're all giants. We're on the same side. We're all, in a way, for all we know, it could be that they're all from family. You know. It could be that all giants came from one thing, but you guys happen to split for could be different ideas or different things, whatever. But they're all, in a way, all giants have the same type of blood in you, even though you guys went your parted ways. Yeah. You know? But he's like, we should be united because we are the same kind, the same race, so to speak. Yeah, but that side of Ḥarjoodin I actually liked. It puts him in a different character, even more about him to like where he could be potentially in the future. But yeah, that's all I had.
All it said to me was like, whoever got ancient blood, they be hooking up with their cousins, bro. And I don't know how to feel about that. That feels very weird for me, bro. I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, are they Dominican? No, I'm joking. That's a joke. That's a joke. Wow. Marv, I am sorry. That's a joke. That's a joke. Chill out. Don't. That's a joke. It's a joke. Chill out. No, they be sleeping with each other. They gotta be sleeping with each other. And they were like, yo, we gotta keep it within the family. And that's disgusting.
Hey, the CDs do it.
Hey, man, but those are, listen, bro. They got nobody else up there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Keeping that bloodline pure. No,
yo, bruh. So this is what I want to say. And this is an interesting thought. And I want y'all to think about this. During Joy Boy's era, the ancient kingdom ruled. And it was taken out by the Alliance, which then birthed the world government, which then Joy Boy reincarnated basically into Luffy, who's now the current Joy Boy. So who was the rulers during the first world before it destroyed itself, right? And I think it was Elbaf. I think Elbaf might have been the reigning government or whatever it must have been during that time, wherever that Onigashima head was still alive. To me, there's nobody that could have beat them. And they probably praised Joy Boy. Well, they probably praised Nika as well. But Nika probably worked against them because they were ravaging the lands at some point. It's just, I know I'm not saying anything because I don't have it backed up, but my thought process is we have less to nothing about that first gen of Nika, right? And whatever the world was destroyed during that point. For me, it looks like Elbaf might have been that reigning world government at that point. Whatever it was, whatever it could be, I'm just throwing that idea out there, all right?
Go. No, I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of, because I bring it up to Lana a few times, and it reminds you of two things that possibly goes into, like with Nika, and how you mentioned, and I'm adding it as in some will be his allies and some wouldn't be, right? But I thought of, for example, adding two stories, Sun Wukong, the story of the Monkey King, and how he would. That's why I also mentioned Titans, because he would fight these, in a way, these top figures. They kind of call themselves gods, but because the way they rule. But a lot of the people that were with them were huge. Like Titans are colossals status, right? And some in his area with Sun God, I think, I don't know the full story because I'm also comparing it too, because I used to watch a little bit of a while back, the God of High School, where they tap into, spoiler, sorry, tap into the, I don't know the full storyline because I don't know the story of the Monkey King or Sun Wukong into it, right? But if you look at the size of the creatures that he would fight and also that he would be friends with or whatever, kind of reminds you of what you were saying, you know, about the giants and everything, because it was just like they were so high and so strong and the colossal, and he would take on these monsters, right? So it just made me think of like, all right, back then, the giants, like, you know, the titans classes of, like you talk about the giants or the titan classes that were ruling, and Nika, because you know we get some reference that Nika might be a giant or whatever. He could change his side. He could do whatever. We don't know because these are also the abilities, not the person himself, right? Going back into, I sent you. You saw the picture I sent on the chat.
Yeah.
But because it was something you said earlier, and I also saw it too, and I wanted to share it. Why is because with that image. Sorry, I know the audience can't see it, but the same thing what you were saying is that the thing that you notice is that the difference that Luffy. We see his form in Nika, and we see Joy Boy's form, and we saw that image of the picture on, I think it was last chapter, with the shield, right? All of them have something that the first Nika we seen, that Oda drew, hopefully he's keeping it, does not have, right? Is the awakened cloak.
Yeah.
Right? 3 of them have it, but the one that he saw with the spear and the staff in the air, that one doesn't have it, but each other form does.
Yeah.
So maybe think of your theory about the whole, where there was Nika, then after Nika, it was the first person where the destroying of the world happened, then Joy Boy, then Luffy. So it would show that, in a way, that the fruit, like after Nika, the fruit was awakened 3 times. By the first one, that happened to destroy the world, or evolving the destroying of the world, then Joy Boy, then Luffy. It'll be 3 times it was awakened after the original Nika, so to speak, was there.
Yeah.
But going back into that, it shows into like, if it's Nika supposed to represent or tied to the Sun Wukong in any way, or Oda took a little bit of those stories, it would make sense about the battles. That you would see that the battles that Sun Wukong would fight, or his enemies, these people were huge, giant or even titan or colossal size. Would make sense if that what you said, where the giants beforehand would rule the world. That Nika, that's who he was fighting, because that's in a way. Well, that might happen because we've seen these figures that no longer. And now I say befriended some because he has some friends, as in Emmett and Zunisa, who are on his side. And interesting enough, that Sun Wukong's like ally was this giant bull or cow type figure. That could be like Zunisa's. I mean, Joy Boy, Nika's or Joy Boy's Zunisa or something, so to speak.
Yo, so I'll tell you this. And it's a wild theory with no evidence behind it. Yo, that giant straw hat at 𝙁𝙁𝙪 might actually be that first Joy Boy from the first destruction. He might have actually been the giant, and he's just kept it. Joy Boy was just an important figure of the time that Emu rose to power, but there's probably been within the Norona dynasty where they knew of the world's first destruction, and they kept that straw hat, or he took it during some point and brought it to 𝙁𝙁𝙪. Or even the Lunarians might have been super, super cool with the first world Elbaf. And that whoever that Joy Boy was at that point was friends with the Lunarians before they got taken out. And the straw hat might have just been there the whole time. And the Lunarians praised it because it represented a fire-like sun god as well. Because they're closest to the sun. Yeah. So it's like, it's interesting that it happens to be... Oh, this is what I was going to say. I just remembered. So the reason why I think the first Elbaf also destroyed itself was because the world froze over. Okay. That's what I meant to say earlier. I completely forgot. I think that the world, when it destroyed itself, the world actually froze over entirely.
If it got flooded, it could make sense. It got flooded, then froze because...
Yeah, it got frozen, then it flooded, and then it flooded a little bit more after the ancient weapons were used. And I think that's what happened. So they ended up passing away due to like a natural occurrence. The same way ores did. All right. But, all right. let's read some super chats and then we'll get into the final part of the chapter, which is what everybody's waiting for, honestly, right? So we got to feed the fans. Finding my place. All right, guys, listen, if you haven't liked the video just yet, please like the video. It helps us out a ton. Anyway, from Kecker's Boy, we have 5. Says, Loki is the pirate Shamrock talked to the Gorosei about to recruit, but couldn't do it until his daddy was on the Gorosei. He could be. He could have been. That's very true.
What?
Dopey with the 5 says, I was playing Tarkov on my PC till some old people showed up saying, best not forget my Larry tax. So now I'm here. Hashtag Larry tax. Hashtag throbbing for Robin. Okay, bro. All right, bro. Take your PC back, bro. Max Brown with the 8 says, Oda drew a gender-swapped Bonnie, and she looked very much like a Shanks. So maybe Shamrock is her father, and that's how she'll be a part of the arc. That's also a good theory. I didn't think about it, but that's a great theory.
What happened? What was it?
That Bonnie might be the daughter of Shanks. Of Shamrock. We'll get to it.
Oh, wow.
Because Oda drew like a gender swap.
Yeah.
A boy version of Bonnie.
And it looks
And
like
it looked like...
Is that on Wikipedia? One Piece Wiki, I mean?
maybe. Girth Poppy with the 2 says Big Mom had 85 kids by 68. Any theory for this goated womb?
Theory for the womb?
Oh, I can't, bro.
It's wet, bro. I don't know, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Gerardo Ramirez with the 2 says, who wins? Current Zoro versus Rayleigh. Hashtag Larry Latino tags. Okay, bro.
It's Ray.
Latinos on pay tag. No, I'm joking. I said this last episode, didn't I? All right. I need to stop, bro. My aunt's going to yell at me for that. Current Zoro versus Rayleigh? I got Zoro.
Current Zoro versus Rayleigh?
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, you talking about Rayleigh now or you talking about Rayleigh back then?
really
no,
now.
Rayleigh now.
Rayleigh now.
Unless somebody says Prime Lionel, you got to expect that it's
Yeah.
Rayleigh
I'm
now.
still saying Rayleigh, bro.
Well, the whole thing we talked about, Lionel, Blackbeard versus Ray, and then Blackbeard versus Zoro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm trying to remember your stance on those things. But if you choosing Ray now, I feel like you're contradicting yourself.
Well, because Rayleigh said I couldn't possibly be
Blackbeard, but I remember, I think you're on our side when we talked about like Black. But I remember, but I remember you being on our side when we thought like right now we can't really see how Blackbeard would beat Zoro. I'm not trying to start the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm not.
we can't do it.
But right now, since Ray's old, I don't think he's able to utilize his hockey that much, and Zoro's hungry, so I got Zoro.
Zoro's a tank, bro.
Yeah.
Lionel staying shot. All right, Luis Lopez with the 2 says, name a more iconic move than Kamehameha. Name a more iconic move? Bunkai.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a move,
Also,
though. Not a move.
Yo, it's kind of a move.
It's.
Bro.
I was gonna
He's
say.
transforming. That's like saying Super Saiyan.
I was gonna say Hadouken.
Nah, nobody says Super Saiyan before they turn Super Saiyan,
Yeah,
Lionel.
no one does it.
I know, but he
about?
says, like, all right, fine. All right, the wrong one. All right, Gear 4 or like Gear 2.
It's Hadouken.
Hadouken.
Hadouken!
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's Hadouken, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, you cooked on that, bro. Cooked on that, bro. All right. For Garland Shampoo with the 3 months to Nakama status says, Larry, how had more or guild arts or acnologia? Acnologia, bro. He had the tats, white hair. He was black. He had like, he's a dragon. Like, it's so much aura, bro. So much aura than a Shanks lookalike. $2 from Dopey says, I'm trying to fly Seb out next. Hashtag baddie Sebi.
I understand.
Dang, you Pippin Sebastian.
You're going to be disappointed, bro. You don't look good in lingerie. All right, Larry Lover with the 2 says, still salty about that Toph take, Larry. Yo, I seen a take about Toph, how people were disappointed in The Legend of Korra because Toph was always against like authority figures, and like she didn't want to be controlled, and she didn't want to do, and like she just wanted to be her, and then she becomes like a policeman, and it's like, yo, this she would have never done this.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Anyway, Smooth Weeb with the 10 says theory. Elbafians don't know about Nika's devil fruit. There has to be something else in their lore for all of them to think that they can become the sun god at any point in their lives, even though Loki ate the royal devil fruit. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't wait for this fruit to be revealed, by the way.
Word.
I really can't, bro.
Word.
It's going to be I'm really looking forward to it.
That's a good thinking how, all right, they don't think it's through the fruit that you become the sun god. You just become the sun god somehow.
Yeah. Unless you can become the sun god with other fruits.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right. Wise Life Jody with the 5 says, can't believe it's Monday again with another chapter on the way. What reveal do you guys think will be getting first? Emu or Joy Boy? # here for the Elbaf lore. I think we'll be getting Emu first.
And I think that will lead to
Joy Boy.
yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, somebody check what time it is for Lionel. All right, Beats by DJ with the 10, first super chat, by the way, thank you, says, guys, I just had my door broken down, got beat up by 3 guys, blindfolded, hogtied, and kidnapped. We got out, took the blindfold off, and told me, pay my Larry tax or else. # Larry tax, # busted open, # Marv. Yo, y'all gonna get the cops involved, bro. Like, the cops gonna be like, yo, what's going on, bro?
When he first said my door got busted open or broken open, I'm like, oh snap. Then I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like.
Did y'all see that video of that girl that was talking crap about her best friend, and her best friend breaks her door down of her house and then pulls her outside while she's live on Instagram and starts beating her up in front of the house?
No.
Yo, it's the craziest thing ever, bro. All right,
Are they
anyway.
really best friends? You just talking trash about them?
Yeah,
That's
bro.
crazy.
I hate when black people do that, bro. It's like, yo, y'all be making everybody look bad, bro. All right, Kryptonite21 says, welcome to Nakama status. Thank you. All right, Kryptonite with the 2 says, we about to see Loki and Luffy versus the Holy Knights. That would be kind of hard, but I think that's kind of overkill. Zeke Rodriguez with the 2 says, love y'all guys. Thanks for making Mondays great. No, thank you. You make Monday great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
NYC Anime Nerd with the 5 says, who do you think the world government is going to send us back up to Elbaf? Who do you think the world government is going to send back up to Elbaf?
I guess more people.
Every time anime Nerd says something, I never know what he's saying, bro. This is why I one word you, bro. You know what? K.
I think maybe it's like backup for, because they're sending, it's a later question we're going to answer, I guess. I mean, I ain't have much on it. Well, I'm talking about, he said, the new chapter.
Send as back up to Elbaf.
Yeah. For, Shamrock and
Send
Gunko.
Garland, bro. Send Garland.
That's a lot.
All right, send Garland,
I'm
bro.
gonna send the rest of the
Bring
the
that
Holy
over
Knights.
here. Bring that over here, bro.
He's a Gorsei. I don't know if he's gonna
Bring it over here, bro. This will be the last super chat before we go back into the chapter, because I know everybody's waiting. Girthy Poppy with a 5 says, if Oni blood gives you horns, then Yamato, Ulti, and Black Maria all got Oni DNA. I wouldn't mind a little bit of Oni DNA myself. # Oni own me, please. # Girthy Law.
Don't
Yeah,
say me in that the way you put that sentence.
A lot of weird.
That was crazy.
You got girth, bro?
Huh? Thank you, Marv. 'Cause what?
I mean, it's not necessarily only. They said ancient giants.
Yeah, ancient giants have the horns.
Yeah.
Onis are just probably a bunch of people without eyebrows. Kaido don't got eyebrows.
Does his father have eyebrows? He does.
Yeah, he does. His father, we just named him King Harold.
Well, I don't really believe so. He's just accepting it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, I checked the timeline with the whole soon after Loki was born, he takes out the horse or whatever. Then like
Yo, and King Harold be traveling, bro.
yeah, this is right here.
He used to disappear.
Yo, it's just right
That's
here.
true.
Shortly after
Yeah, bro.
he was born, he killed the royal family's lucky horse. That same little whatever. That's talking about Big Mom. Then the Big Mom thing. This is the country was beset by natural disasters, and the Queen passed just a year after giving birth to Loki.
Oh yeah, she did pass.
Right there.
So
yeah,
time
okay.
can't like. You remember Loki's like I think 3 to 4 years older than Kaido.
Yeah,
That's time,
I'm
bro.
telling you, bro. It's crazy. Kaido not dead, bro. I'm telling ya. All right, let's get into the final part of the chapter, guys. We finally arrived at the final part of the chapter. We head to the underworld of Elbaf. The previously revealed cloaked character, Gunko, wants to know if Loki has had it sink in yet. Loki, wheezing and bloody, replies that he told them already. He can't move. The unknown cloaked figure, who looks like Shanks, lets him know that doesn't change their question. Gunko tells him a member of the common rabble receiving a chance to join the ranks of gods is a miracle only one can dream of, and they're offering him that miracle. Gunko then does something to her legs with this arrow that swirls around them and makes her extremely tall. She then stops her foot. An arrow releases from under and it heads straight for Loki's face. One arrow goes across and the other to the left side of his face. Loki says, "Not again." Loki then tells Gunko that she's going to accelerate and kick his right cheek, and afterward, when he's turned from the impact, give him an uppercut with her fist. Loki thanks her for the heads up. Gunko responds to his assumptions and says that those arrows are the confirmed path of her very future, a declaration of unavoidable violence, but it is possible for her to change course. So, she'll ask him again, will he join the Holy Knights? She starts to glide on one of her arrows and Loki screams out, "Hell no, moron!" So Gunko does exactly as Loki predicted with shattering violence. Loki's injured badly. We then see the animals from the underworld who are friends of Loki's impaled and unable to move. Some are even lifeless. Loki's mouth drips with blood as he continues to wheeze. Gunko twirls her arrow around her finger. Loki tells them they'll regret this. Gunko charges with multiple arrows, and Loki can't help but tell them to stop this. She then wants to know if he'll join, and he just smiles, causing the whole island to hear his screams from being beaten. The cloaked figure, not revealed yet, sits quietly on a wolf's paw. Gunko is huffing herself from hurting Loki. The cloaked figure tells Gunko that it's enough. He takes off his hood and tells her that it's time to change tactics. Let's contact Marijoa. It's then revealed that this Shanks lookalike is the commander of the Holy Knights. His name is Figarland Shamrock, the son of Saint Garling, who is now a Gorosei member. Shamrock says he's sick of useless people. He'd hoped that they'd have settled this more cleanly. Gunko agrees. It seems Loki would rather die than join them, she says. She also wonders if it is because of a religious reason Loki won't. Gunko is then confirmed to also be a holy knight and to have the power of a devil fruit known as the arrow fruit. Shamrock then states that the vicious warriors of Elbaf, who conquered the New World long, long ago, will be brought under the command of the world government once and for all. Loki, damaged from Gunko, lays passed out with his head down. So, Law, what did you think about the final part of this chapter?
Okay. One, I was wondering if Loki is showing observation here, or it looks like, or is he able to actually see the arrows that Gunko was doing? Because it makes sense because the attack, what they're showing is the attack pattern, right? And Loki, like, kind of calls it out what the attack pattern is. But his eyes are wrapped up. But then his comment, how he responds and how she responds, kind of gives maybe he does see the arrows, but then also too his eyes are wrapped up. So it's like, how are you seeing this? Yeah. And also how is he seeing other things? But I guess you could hear it. But hearing it before, then now seeing the arrows where they go, it's either he's using observation hockey or he's just, even with the bandage not his eyes wrapped, he's still able to see through them somehow. And I'm trying to think, or her ability-wise, if you're telling what you're going to do, what's the point? You kind of want to conceal what you're going to do, right? But, yeah, so I'm just curious about, like, how her arrows are direction to pinpoint her attack, and that means that Loki's using observation or not. It also looks like she can, her ability's pretty interesting, because it's the arrow, right? But she could also not only show, I guess, or her attacking her target point, but she can make things with her arrows. Like we saw how she made herself really, really tall, those boots. And she can make, she made a giant fist with it, like wrap it above the arrows. And she can also pin down things or animals. Because we saw, I'm guessing, all those animals that were pinned down to the floor or like bleeding were through her ability, stabbed through and then held them into submission. So like, we're seeing how more versatile her ability is, but it's like showing that it's got an interesting ability that it's how Oda does it is going to be interesting of how creative what she could do with it, because just arrows, right? How's arrows able to do this so much? But I guess it's like whatever you want your target to do, it just does it. Right. So now, all right, I know you revealed already. We finally get to see who's under the hood.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, so right, a long time coming, and we
thank God.
So we could officially say now, right, that it wasn't Shanks who appeared in front of the Gorosei.
Rat allegations is done.
Yeah, Sebastian.
It's over.
Sebastian was coming at Shanks hard.
Yeah,
man.
He was like, nah, he's a rat. He whatever. Nah, he don't respect Shanks. Coming at him hard. Like, nah, he can't be this because he's snitching. All that. I don't like snitching. All that stuff. This is why I wish Sebastian was here, because I want to know what he had to say. Even though he said, yeah, he'll admit it. Bro, like, he was coming at Shanks in every which way possible. He wouldn't stand it. And apparently he wasn't the only one. I heard other people that did not like Shanks at all because they felt that him going to the Gorosei, it's like, nah, there's no justification for it. And it's not even him now. So now I want to know, like, how do you view Shanks now? Where it wasn't him at all. All that hate you built up over this time, because it's been a minute, you know what I'm saying? It was for nothing. So it's like,
listen, man.
He beat their allegations. And it didn't make sense for Shanks to go there, but like we see now that it wasn't even him. It's this one here, and it makes sense, right? And I believe this is actually Shanks' twin. But I know people are thinking either Shanks is a clone or he's the clone. No, I believe this is going to be his twin brother, right? They talked about before about clones possibly or not possibly using hockey because, the whole will factor. Vegapunk we didn't see too much from the, the S pacifices using it too much. Still remains to be seen about their will. So we'll see. But I believe, no, this is Shanks' actual twin. And I don't know how Shanks would know it. That he has his father is Garling and that he has a twin brother. Like, who would tell him? How would he know? Right? Also, too, this Shanks, he has longer hair. Was not expecting that. Right? And
he giving Deuce Bigelow vibes.
Vibes. Right? And to me, I guess everyone sees this too, he looks a lot like royalty to me. He's giving loyalty vibes to me, like kind of like a prince, like a crown prince.
Loyalty? You don't think he'd be cheating?
No, royalty.
Oh, royalty.
Royalty vibes.
Loyalty, though.
I did say loyalty?
Yeah.
I'm going to say royalty. Royalty vibes.
I was like, damn. It makes you think he's a good guy.
Nah, right? Royalty.
Dudes be cheating, bro.
I mean, he's loyal to the Gorosei or the
You
cause.
cheated. No, I'm joking.
What? I cheated on nothing. I beat those allegations up there. Right? Royalty vibes. And like a crowned prince to me. Even, it kind of reminded me of how when we first saw Albert when he was revealed.
Yeah.
How Albert kind of gave kind of like princely or royalty vibes as well. Mm-hmm. But to me, this is even more so than what he gave.
Yeah.
And that's what it's in the. I see for some reason not only how he looks, but it's in the eyes. Like I feel like I don't know why, but I saw more of that. I don't know how to describe it, but in his eyes, right? I saw more of someone who's like named. For example, this princess and his crown.
You got
princess.
lost?
No. What? No, what I'm trying to
He
say
is pretty, bro.
that's not what I'm talking
Who's
about.
more
Listen, bro.
handsome to you?
That's not what
Him
I'm
or
talking
Prince, bro?
I was going to say him
What?
or King. Why you say
Wait,
Prince?
what?
Him and... Cause what?
What are you talking about?
I said King. You said
What are
Prince.
both of y'all talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
was never mind.
Because it's not where I'm going at
Because
all.
the
Yeah,
King, he said how he was handsome and stuff. And he
Who said who was handsome?
You said King was handsome.
Albert, yeah, you did.
That's a good question. Who's more zaddy? King or Shamrock?
That's not an answer. That's not a question or an answer for me.
Who would you
Alright?
prefer?
What?
No.
Prefer for what?
If you
What are you talking about?
if you were changed by
No.
a Von bro.
No.
Don't
You
tell me,
trying to
bro.
fit that question in there? What?
Or if you,
Notice
if you
how I
had
didn't
to
answer
pick,
it then?
if you have to pick
Doesn't
one,
apply
bro,
to me.
you going with King,
It doesn't-
bro.
it doesn't
You
apply
want
to
you a
me.
nice
You know
chocolate
why?
man, white hair. I know you, bro. Alright?
If you think that I'm gonna answer that
Is he
because it's a
strong?
massive thing and I'm gonna think about it, no, that's not. One,
Listen, man.
you don't know me because the reason why I answer it back then is because if Falcon's not changing me, first of all, that's not gonna happen. My will is too strong for that. Not a thing. Anyway, what I'm really getting at is more like, for example, what I mean by the eyes thing is like the superiority factor. As if not necessarily that all princes look down on each other, but it's like the disposition that you have that you're above some things, you know? So to me, his eyes spoke in a way that he carried himself or he viewed himself. He had his, I guess, aura or whatever, that I'm dignified and I'm above certain things.
Yeah.
You know? Like I'm an authority, whatever. So like that's what I mean by in his eyes. It said it all, like that he was royalty to me. You know, that's what I mean. So now, I also want to add that so I already said that part already. Yeah. So I also want to know. I wonder, for example, since he's his twin, what would Shanks' real name be? You know, because all right, this is a Shamrock, right? Shanks is probably the name he got probably from Roger.
Rock Sham.
I thought the same thing.
Rock Sham, bro.
Rock Sham and Shamrock.
Yeah.
The Shamrock. I don't even know how to. That wouldn't be Shamrock twins. It'd be like
The Shammies.
stop.
Stop.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nah, the
Nah,
Shammies.
no, that's
bro.
bad.
Why is that bad?
No.
Is that a
No,
bad
sir.
name? Is that a bad name?
No, Shammies just it sounds whack.
Sounds weird.
The Shammies?
The Rocks?
We already have that. The Rocks Pirates. It's, I don't know. Anyway, I also wonder who's older between them. Like, which is the firstborn twin? Yeah, they're twins around the same time, but obviously someone had to come out first. So.
It's gonna be the older brother of Shanks.
Yeah, I
Think
thought the
Shanks
same
would be older?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sometimes the older brother just leaves the nest, and then the younger brother is usually the younger sibling is influenced more so than the older one is,
Okay.
in my opinion.
I can see that.
Throughout life, yeah.
I can see that. Where,
Yeah.
like, he has a little more of a chip on his shoulder because the
Yeah.
older one is just like.
Look at you and Lionel, right? Look at you and Lionel, and then look at Sebastian. When it comes to Charles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Easily
interesting.
influenced.
Easily
Easily influenced.
Okay. I also believe that Shanks is the stronger one, though. I believe that. I know people are hyping up Shamrock like crazy right now, thinking he's the one that timeline doesn't even make any sense. That he's the one that like gave Whitebeard his scar when he would be the same age as Shanks. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like math wise, how strong he'd have to be to even
did
do
say
that
that.
at a young age. Because when Shanks became a Yonko was 36. So you had to believe around that time this dude was strong enough to freaking fight
No.
Whitebeard at a younger version that we saw in
He
the
was
movie for War,
33.
stronger. Huh?
He was 33.
33?
Yeah.
Oh, Whitebeard was, yeah. All right, yeah. 33. So you have to believe that Shamrock was stronger than Shanks at the time, enough to fight Whitebeard at that time. Younger than we saw at the war to scar him. That's crazy. So, like, you know, like that. That's ridiculous. Anyway.
I love how we just keep throwing shade at Sebastian.
No, he didn't say the Shamrock thing. He was pushing for Garland.
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was talking about they believe that Shamrock is the one that scarred Whitebeard.
Yeah, Sebastian most likely believes that too.
I don't know about that. He'll have to say it when he gets here. Anyway, and then also, this is what I wanted to add. I thought it was very interesting, right? Right. So, also, not sure if Garling was the same age as Shamrock when they showed the younger version of him.
Yeah.
Right? When we first see them. Because, possibly Shamrock is 39. If he's twins with Shanks is 39. Shamrock is most likely 39 too because looking like they're twins, right? But with the first time we seen Garling looked a little bit younger. I don't know how old. Maybe by a few years he looked younger when we first seen him.
We can't know that.
I know. But the reason I want to bring out is that when they showed him then on God Valley, right, at chapter chapter 1095, right? The rank that they showed for Garling, and they show that Shamrock now, Shamrock has a higher rank than Garling did when he was young. It seems like they're around the same age. Shamrock's rank is higher at that time. Garling was called a Holy Knight, probably around the same rank as what Gunko is now, because that's all they show, right? But then later on, when we see Garling when he's older, when he judges the Celestial Dragons, right? That's chapter 1086. It says he's the supreme commander of the Holy Knights. Right?
It depends. Though. That translation has been all over the place.
What?
You said it's what? What chapter again?
1086.
1086. Because I feel like I've seen so many different translations specifically for that moment.
Okay.
It's weird though.
The way I read it should have had the most accurate. I mean, the official translation. Because the reason I'm comparing is that Shamrock now is called the commander. Yeah. Where his father.
So you think there's a position above that?
Yes.
You think there's a supreme commander?
Yes. I believe or Shamrock now, at his young age, is higher than his father was when he was young, but is lower than what his father most previously had. Because Shamrock is called the commander of the Holy Knights, where his father was called the supreme commander. Yeah. To me, the reference is like, for example, we know that Kong. I'm using that as an example. Kong in the Marines, we know that back then when Garp and Sengoku were fleet admiral or admirals, he was fleet admiral, right? But if you check Kong's position, like I guess most recently, Sengoku was fleet admiral, and now Akaino's fleet admiral. He was a position even higher. He was called the commander in chief of the world government. Yeah. Right. So in a position higher. So like linking that way, if Shamrock in a way is like an admiral or fleet admiral.
They give that to position to people that just like need to retire. They need to give them a desk job. So maybe, bro.
I don't know.
You can't be out here, throwing hands.
So anyway, so what I'm trying to say, it could be that, but so I'm thinking there's still a way that he can grow further in the Holiness. Because to me, the commander position and the difference between Supreme Commander could also imply that there's other commanders, right? That there's like he shares that rank with other people, where the Supreme Commander is one. You get what I'm saying? Kind of like that's why I bring up the Fleet Admiral versus Admirals, right? There's one Fleet Admiral, but there's 3 Admirals. Yeah. It could work very possibly where there's one Supreme Commander in the Holy Knights, or there's other commander ranks in the Holy Knights to show that it'd be people other than Garling around his level.
That's why Shanks is above.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But yeah, that's all I had.
All right. Lionel?
Okay.
Bro, you gotta do that every time.
What?
Your throat is clear, bro.
No, it's not. I need some water.
Yo, what the? You got Marv laughing. What the hell?
All right. I'm gonna stop being stupid. So I actually seen
this.
You
want water? You want mine?
No, I don't want your water.
I could pour it.
Nah, I got my own water, bro.
All right, bro. My water not good enough?
Can I do my my take?
My bad, bro.
No, so I actually seen Loki get like beat up like this made me think this actually might be the reason why Luffy frees him. Like he's gonna feel some type of way, possibly.
No, he not.
I don't know, man. I got a feeling like Luffy's gonna feel some type of way. Even
Luffy punched Vivi in the face, bro. He don't care, bro.
Okay, what is that? like what?
He don't be caring, bro.
And he was about to rock Loki while he was chained up too. Just for talking about
it. No, but he also got upset when Bellamy was tied up and stuff, and how Dolphin Ming was treating him.
That's because he viewed him as a friend.
Yeah, but Luffy seems like he's on the borderlines of, is Loki a friend? Is he cool? Or do I need to knock him out? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, I don't know which one. I need to figure that out. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I get you, bro.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Luffy's take on seeing Shamrock. If they actually see it, I actually don't know if they actually going to see each other. I think they're gonna end up leaving. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Because I don't know how to take Luffy, like Luffy seeing lookalike Shanks, and it's not actually Shanks. Like I don't know how to take that. Honestly, I don't know. I actually have seen if Shamrock is left-handed like Shanks was, because he's holding a sword on his left hand. That could be nothing, but like
That's interesting too.
because I thought of that, and I also thought of like all of them have similar blades type of like styles. They all have like a weird saber type of like style blades.
Wait, Shanks has his blade on the right side
Yeah, because
he's left-handed.
No, he was, but he uses it with his right hand now.
Because his arm is gone.
But I get you,
'Cause
like,
the arm
'cause you're
that
saying,
Shanks-
yeah,
the
'cause
arm
you're
that
saying-
Shanks
Because you're
lost.
supposed to take the sword out
Yeah.
from your opposite side.
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
that during Marineford.
Yeah, I know he does.
Yeah, so the sword for Shanks is on the opposite side.
Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can have, I mean, Zoe's be switching up all the time. I think Zoe's actually left-handed, but he be switching sides. That's what I heard Zoe's left-handed. I don't know. But he uses double blades.
He's
Who
ambidextrous.
cares?
He
Yeah.
double fists it.
All right, bro. Like,
Bruh.
what was I gonna say? I found it interesting because I saw when you saw about the name Shamrock's name, they said that in the One Piece wiki they mentioned that Shamrock is a type of 3-leaf clover associated with Ireland. So kind of implying that Shanks that we thought was from Ireland, and I think his name would be probably referenced like Shanks' real name, or it'd be something maybe similar to a reference to another leaf clover in Ireland, like how Shamrock is. I think maybe like Shanks' real name may be reference to that. That's what I thought of. But and also Wikipedia also bring up this that, and I found, and this is why I came up with a thought process, especially what we see with the Garcia and how people do things. Despite being a war noble, Shamrock's name lacks the saint in it. Horrific. When you see Shamrock, they don't say Saint Shamrock in it. Like they say Saint Garling, Saint all the other Goroseis, but they don't say, or the other Gorosei members. They say Saint Carlos. They don't say Saint for Shamrock.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, interesting. And I'm like, then I actually started thinking of pretty much, we already seen with Goroseis that they, like for instance, I don't know, and that could not be part of it, but we see like Gorosei members take wives. Like they marry in the family, but we also saw Charlos trying to take one of the doctor girls in chapter what was it? In Somebody I Should Go, chapter 499.
Sabaody Archipelago.
Yeah, that But try to take a nurse or a doctor lady, and she was engaged to another person, and he shoots that person, try to take his wife. And we see, unfortunately, like with Bonnie's mother, like people unfortunately get forced marriage.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mostly came up with this because that reason, and also thought of like what happened with Shanks. You have Shamrock here. How did Shanks leave or deviate from the family? If Shanks is actually not a clone or whatever, going to theories wise, or Shamrock not being cloned, if they're actually brothers, like twin brothers, how is Shanks away from them, or what happened? I started thinking like, what if Shanks and Shamrock's mother is someone forced, not part of the family? So that's one of the reasons why they're not saints. They don't have the saint horrific because they're not part of the family.
Yeah.
They were forced marriaged or forced to be taken. Unfortunately, I don't want to bring up a sad story, but that happened, and we see it in One Piece. Then I started thinking of her state. What if she knew that he was having twins, but Garling didn't? And she wanted to save at least one of them. And she saved Shanks' life. But
We saw that with Sora
yeah.
for Sanji's mom.
I thought of Sanji, like I thought of Sanji's mom
like
too.
that.
I thought a couple things. I thought of Sanji's mom too, and I thought of this is even darker. I thought of Smallville too. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. In the Smallville show, Lex Luthor had a younger brother. His mother knew how the father was going to treat both of them, pitting against each other, and how the family was going to be is going to tear the family apart. Her justifying herself, she takes Lex Luthor's child, takes her child's life away from him. So she didn't want him bringing up in that type of environment for herself. So she took on herself to take her son out.
So she murked her own kid?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I know, it's like whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I thought, the less extreme is all right. Just bring him to a different, like, you know. So I was thinking. I thought of two things. And
I would have threw a Rice Krispie in the middle of the floor and been like, "Yo,
so I thought, like,
do your thing, bro."
I started thinking of, like, because we don't know when Shanks disappeared, or people think happened at God Valley. Could have actually, that was good timing too as well. If she was there at God Valley, was all the chaos going on, like, because Shanks was like how old? Like, I think they were like 1 year old, whatever. Or again, maybe it could have been birth, because she had to hide if she did, she had to hide the fact. If they don't know, that hide the fact that Shanks actually has a twin brother, and that goes into if Shanks is older or not. Because either two things I thought of, she somehow like hid him from them and put him in a treasure box or whatever, and put him on a boat on one of the pirates, and they shipped Roger's pirate. Like, she could have put him in a treasure chest, put on Roger's ship, and just, all right, now he's safe. Like, just get him out of here.
That's a good theory. I like that.
Or
It's a lot of emotional weight.
yeah, and I also thought of,
And it makes sense.
and because I thought of interesting too, because I thought of also too, like, again, the Ace's mom effect, how she could have also held Shanks in the womb, so he wouldn't find out. Like, I gave birth to him, holding the other child in my womb. So you saw the birth, because, you know, he could have been there.
And listen, bro, wombs go mad hard in One Piece, bro.
Yeah. So, but you get what I'm saying?
Yo, do they not? Yo, Big Mom, crazy
Yeah.
womb, bro.
So
And then you got Porcus D Rouge out here keeping it tight for 22 months, bro.
Yo, so that's how I was thinking. Like,
Crazy
I got
womb.
the idea. Like, yo,
womb hockey exists, bro.
what she possibly hold Shanks for? Like, either she did the like, you know, put him on the ship, or she hold Shanks for a little bit.
man.
Then when God Valley happened, she put him in the treasure chest. Like,
Yeah.
I thought a couple of things, like reference to Ace's mother, and I thought of it's funny because if you look at it, Roger unknowingly did, like, you know, raise a child that's not his. Yet he asks Garp to do the same thing for him. Like, Roger didn't know that happened. He going by writing wise, Roger didn't know, but he just took a young dude and pretty much took him as a child and raised him.
Yeah.
Later on, and that was again he did to Shanks. Later on, he asks Garp pretty much to do the same thing for him.
Everybody just passing their kids to everybody else.
Yo,
That's what it is, bro.
But I thought it was written nicely because, like, Roger didn't know. He just unknowingly did it.
Yeah.
It's like foreshadowing Ace. Like, he ends up doing the same thing to, like, another rival. If Garland was Fingal and Garland was a rival to Roger, he did that to Fingal, asking his own other rival, Garp, to do that for him. But yeah, that was my thought process. Was going.
Listen, bro, keep your kids, be in their lives. Don't repeat the cycle unless you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
You don't always have to shoulder that responsibility.
But yeah, that's my
That's what
mindset,
One
though.
Piece has taught me, bro. It's about freedom to do whatever I want, right? Don't stop me from living my dreams.
Okay.
You know, it's like when you got a wife, don't stop her from finding the love of your life.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying?
What is
so
wrong with you,
stupid.
bro? Yeah, what is wrong with you, man? I don't agree with anything you just said.
All right. Anything else?
I said, no, good catch online. I did not catch the whole Shamrock didn't have the saint, but his father does. Because even Gunko doesn't have it either.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still called the World Noble, like above Shamrock.
But you already know. I already told you my theory, possibly. And again, it's stupid, but I said to Lawrence that Gonko could be lost sister. That's why.
Yo,
That's
that would be
right.
crazy.
And
No,
she-
but she died hard, though.
We didn't see her body, but she. What if, like,
We never saw her body, but do you want to see a child's lifeless body?
No.
Lionel?
no? I'm just saying, like,
You need
the
confirmation
stuff
of
that
that?
happened. She was really young. That she probably doesn't
She just
remember.
disappeared, yeah.
She just disappeared, and she doesn't remember. But she got raised up as a celestial dragon type of family, and that she thinks she's that now. I mean, or she's in the Holy Knights, not technically the family, but like she raised as a soldier to protect the Holy Knights, and she's kind of like a noble now, type of thing. Like the reverse of what happened to Kami.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I thought. Because if you look at it, I mean, no, because the hair and stuff, how she looks, I have no idea. And also her eyes look weird. Like,
That's ISIS, bro.
what? What are you talking about? What? But yeah, so that's all I have here. Yeah, but those are my thoughts.
So I know every time I react negatively to something, people always be like, Larry's so annoying. Yo, I honestly, I hated it, bro. I hated seeing Shamrock, bro. I do, bro. Like, I don't like it. Like, I don't like any of it. I don't like any of the talks around it. I don't like any of the hype. I don't like the fact that Luffy gonna meet him and think he meeting Shanks, and then there's gonna be this whole confusion. Bro, I just don't like it, bro. Yo, he looked cool, man. He looks cool, but this looks like Shanks cosplaying a character. Like, I can't get past it. Like, I can't get, like, the dude got knots in his hair. Like, I just, he got like a French braid.
You don't think Luffy's going to be able to tell that's not Shanks right away?
No!
Luffy's kind of an idiot, bro.
Luffy's an idiot, bro.
I mean, there's a few things that stand out besides from the long hair. But he has both arms and he doesn't have a scar. And then you talk about Luffy being able to sense things about people. He's gonna sense this in his person. If he felt Shanks' conqueror's hockey before and it felt similar, he's gonna sense something about this is not the man that I know.
I mean, I feel you, and we're probably going off pre-time skip Luffy. I don't know if Luffy showed this type of stupidity post-time skip. So I don't know. But you can correct me if I'm wrong. Has Luffy shown I'm the same naive, like, fool, like, disguising wise or just changing whatever that I won't know who you are? Because he did it, like, with Usopp. He did it with what's that guy's name? The Davy back fight. Like,
Foxy.
Yeah, like, there's couple times, like, yo, Luffy's probably going to think this is the one time that Luffy doesn't do it. Like, I don't know. Because that was pre-time skip Luffy. If you're talking about post-time skip, I have no idea.
I don't know, man. And he got like the same type of eyes.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather him be super goofy and silly. Like, he got like the sword. Like, I don't know, man. He looked like a Soul Calibur character.
He do.
If we keep it in a buck.
He really do, though.
I just don't like it. Me personally, I know other people enjoy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't even like the fact that, like, now it's being. Now it's for sure that Shanks is a Figarland. I would have liked it under different, context. I just feel like it's still in Shanks' thunder. Like, yo, I've been dying to know more about Shanks for Shanks. I don't want to know more about Shanks through this imitation. Like, I don't care.
That
Like,
hurts my feelings, man.
Yeah. Listen, man.
I can't.
Listen, man. You and Lionel are clearly different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're shorter than Lawrence.
You realize what you just said, though, right?
Yeah, and I know I'm messing up, and I've been doing it. I've been doing it for the past 20 years. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference, bro. I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know how to explain this without sounding like an idiot. I just don't like it. I'm just going to say that. You know what? I just don't
I can understand why you don't.
I just don't. Mm-hmm. It's cool. Like, I like his fit. I would have liked to see Shanks probably wear the fit at some point as an alternate costume in a video game. Like, I don't... Like, if Shanks became this. Like, this is... I feel like I'm living in a what if Shanks was a celestial dragon. That's how it feels to me. It doesn't feel like it's actually a part of the story. It feels like a what if moment, and it's whatever. Anyway, his fit is dope as hell. It's probably the hardest fit we've ever seen. Yeah. He beats the rat allegations. Shanks is not the person that was in Medijoa talking to the Gorosei. That is facts now. If you want to keep going with the Shanks rat allegation, that's on you, dog. He got, like, the whole Prince outfit on, yo. It's fire. Like, the fit is hard. Yeah. The fit is hard. I can't lie. He got, like, the vest, the three-piece going on. It's just hard. He's pretty. Like, he's a pretty dude. Like, it's in contention for it's in contention for, like, him and King. It's like, who's the more handsome guy? And it's kind of crazy because I feel like, I wonder how it looks for women. Like, women see Shanks and they're like, yo, he's hot. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, now you gotta prettier Shanks. And like, how is that even possible from that moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think he's more attractive than Shanks himself? I would really love to hear like a woman's perspective on this, because that's pretty funny to me. I will say this about this chapter, and it's very, very nice the way Oda set it up. This whole chapter was about two brothers, 𝙏𝙾 and Loki. And their father was this king, this ruler. And now we're coming to the part of the chapter where it's Figarland Shamrock, who looks exactly like Shanks, and now we're expecting these are also two brothers. So 𝙏𝙾 goes this way, right? And then Loki goes this way in their lives. Shamrock goes this way, and then Shanks is going this way in their lives. And they don't really associate with each other from what it looks like. So it's like Oda's playing this like overlapping theme of brothers being raised in different environments and doing something completely different with their lives and having different perspectives on the world itself. So it's going to be very interesting to see the nature versus nurture argument play out. I wonder how that's going to go. Does Loki... so I do want to say this, and it's very... So I brought this theory up before, but it was about something completely different. Do you guys remember that theory I had about the wolves? You remember that or no?
A little bit, but no.
It was about the wolves, Hattie, and then I forgot the other wolf's name. I think it was Skull. And basically, there was a wolf of the moon, and there was a wolf of the sun.
I think I still remember this.
Yeah. And I think Oda's playing a little joke on us regarding that element of Norse mythology and referencing that Shamrock might be the wolf of the moon, while Shanks is the wolf of the sun. And he, Shanks raised Luffy, who would be the sun god. Meanwhile, Shamrock is serving the moon, which is Figarland, who has the crescent moon shaped face. And it's kind of dope that that's happening.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
I gotta go back. I should have wrote it out, but I didn't because I didn't have enough time. But yeah, man, that's kind of crazy. I was like, yo, come on, yo, Oda's in this bag again. So I will say this. Let me ask y'all a question. Would you be upset if Shamrock had a devil fruit?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you?
I mean, I kind of expect it.
Yeah.
I mean, because I can see that, but also we have Shanks who doesn't have an ability. So now we're giving his twin who has his both arms, no scar, and most likely would have a fruit because most likely the Gorissa, even though they're like whatever fruits, almost everybody has them. Like everybody in the world government, has, like the Marines, the government, Rob Lucci, CP9, like all of them are ability reliant or ability like forego or whatever. Like they're like they want abilities for it seems like it. Like so I'm expecting him to have a fruit. Actually, I'm not saying I like it or support it, but I just noticed that the world government, there's barely people in the Marines, world government, or whatever that don't have fruits.
Okay.
There are people who, like, besides obviously the fodder and the regular people, but like the people who are supposed to be the strong, majority of them have fruits. It's like maybe 1 out of like 5.
Okay.
That doesn't.
So before I say why I think that, also the reason why I think Oda's playing a wolf theme between Hattie and Skull, Shamrock, before he unveils himself, is sitting on the wolf, the black wolf, and his paw. But when you look at that panel too, there's also the animals are impaled with something. I think that's Shamrock's devil fruit because that's not arrow based from what it looks like.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. What do you guys think? You think that's from Gunko, or do you think that's actually from Shamrock himself?
I was under the first impression it was from Gunko.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you look at the same panel, right? I mean, a little over when she's like chipping up Loki. Even though it is thinner, right? Because she's walking on it. If you look at the tail end, where it's like you see the big body, the arrow, and then it has like two little separate things for it. And it looks like if you look at the ones that's pinned in the animals, that design is the same. Except you just have one that's more of a block shape and one that she's thin enough she could walk on, like a land, you know. So I think that's her ability. I think Gunko did all the work here.
Yeah.
Where he just kind of supervised, overseed, you know.
I don't know, but it would be interesting if he has a Doubtful. I mean, overall though, I wonder what that comment meant too, because you remember I was saying like how during the first world, before it was destroyed, how Elbaf in my head might have been the supreme power within the verse of One Piece. We even hear Shamrock say, the vicious warriors of Elbaf who conquered the New World long, long ago will be brought under the command of the world government once and for all. I think because the world government or the people, like regular humans, looked at the first world and was like, yo, the giants were such scary people. Like the ancient giants were just like crazy. And then the second world happens and then it's like, yo, the ancient kingdom rises. And then the third world happens, and it's like the giants were taken out. The giants still reign supreme, and the ancient kingdom might have been cool with them. And they served some type of fighting force. And then they dissipated through time through, like, you know, mating with people that didn't have ancient, you know, giant bloodline. And then they became weaker over time, more domesticated, I would say. And now it's like, it's finally time to where we can take over Elbaf. Like, they're at a point in their history where King Harald has even told them, we no longer are to participate in warrior antics. We're changing the culture. So we brought this up on the podcast before, but maybe the world government has slowly, you know, given this sip of tea saying, yo, change your culture in a way where it weakens you. That way, I can come through and take over or gain whatever you guys currently are because it's still better than what everybody else has in the world. So it's like, it's at a point right now where the world government has the best opportunity to take over Elbaf. So to me, that's what Shamrock was saying, but that's also my headcanon.
Yeah.
So, but it makes sense. But yeah, chapter was dope, man.
Yeah.
I mean, these last two chapters have been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't lie. It's been super crazy.
Yeah. And just to put out, I don't know, I was looking at it before, and I wanted to double check. Another difference between Shamrock and Shanks. I mean, I noticed, you know how they both look like they have the goatee going?
Yeah.
But Shamrock actually has...
He has a full.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the full.
Chin strap or
yeah,
whatever.
full chin strap. Yeah, that was the difference.
Yeah.
Yo, he more handsome, bro.
I was gonna say the Shanks doesn't
No,
have that.
he doesn't. I
he
checked.
just got the mustache.
And that's something that he probably is, because I feel like I was putting that he's supposed to, not exactly, but be almost a complete opposite of Shanks. Like the his viewpoints and view on certain people and views on the world. He has, besides having two arms, even though he has a blade, but I think his fight style is gonna be different. Like pretty much whatever Shanks could have been or was, like you said, it's a mirror, it's like a mirror image, but the opposite. Mm-hmm. So I think he's gonna have the ability, whether he has Haki or Conquest, I don't know, but like he's pretty much whatever we see of Shanks, he's gonna be the opposite.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, I'm fairly interested because I think Shanks gonna hate him.
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna see.
I think it's going to be the other way around.
It's gonna be a mirror
He's gonna
match.
hate Shanks. I can
He's
see
going to
that.
absolutely hate Shanks. And
What if he absolutely adores him?
I'll be like,
What if he's like, yo,
like
man.
he's trying to prove like something to him? Like,
Yeah, like he cuts his hair as soon as he sees Shanks' length of hair. He's like, I've always wanted to be like you. And then he cuts off his arm.
I kind of feel like he would want to be like, he wants to prove that he's stronger than Shanks. I get that attitude from him.
So
I want to show that I'm stronger.
So we're
than you.
assuming that
I'm
he
better.
knows that that's my brother.
There's no way you look at that man and be like, oh, it's a coincidence. We just happen to resemble,
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
there's no way he saw Shanks was just like, he kind of looks like me.
Yeah.
There's a striking resemblance.
I'll tell you this. This is another person that Mihawk didn't fight.
So that should keep
popping
arms
up.
again?
They
Nah,
keep
man.
popping
He
up.
said, when did you grow that back? You ready? He's like, what is this dude talking about? Who are you? Just pull it out. I'm ready to fight. We're going to clash swords.
I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting. So you said put. I was waiting for it.
But yeah, this chapter was cool, man. I can't lie.
Yeah, and we're getting another one next week. No break.
Yeah, shout out to Oda, bro.
Okay.
Yo, to everybody, please like the video. We're going to read the rest of the super chats now, okay? Let's do it.
Bruh.
What are you doing, man?
From Marcus Allen with the 5 says, do you think giants know how to steal devil fruits since Loki took his father's fruit, which has been passed down, and didn't find it like others? If I go off of Lionel's theory about this woman changing King Harald and his ways, I could possibly say he refused to eat the devil fruit. I think that's a good possibility.
Because I actually thought I just assumed that he didn't eat it, and that's how Loki got
Yeah, I
it.
don't
Yeah.
think he ate it either.
I never said that he ate it and whatever.
Because Loki would have had to murk King Harald, and then the
Yeah.
fruit would have had to appear chaotically somewhere, and then he would have to go and get it.
Yeah.
But there's always a chance of somebody else eating it. So he would have just been murking people for 8 years. And that's crazy
Yeah, that's wild.
to find it. And he doesn't have connections like that.
Would you guys be mad? It just hit me like literally right now. Of like, cause they kind of believe it's, in a way, like they're tying the fruit to Nika, especially Loki, and we don't know how the giants they view Nika, right? What do they believe this is the ability that Nika's supposed to have? So what if Luffy ends up getting 2 fruits?
Oh, I don't want that.
No.
No, I'm good. Good on that. It's too much. NYC Anime Nerd with the 5 says, also, why does Sanji kick with his leg in Elbaf, but every time me else in the anime, he kicks with the right? Hope you had a good week. Oh, why does Sanji kick with his left leg in Elbaf, but every time he's somewhere else in the anime, he kicks with his right? I can't answer that, bro. Maybe he like...
Does he kick with both legs?
Yeah, I think he just be.
Yeah, he be kicking with both legs.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, you going by he favors his right more than the left?
Mostly when we see him do John Lay, it is with his right most of the time. But to me, at this level, you better be doing both. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think he did double jump on both legs one time, as well, like, you know, and fought with both of them fired up. Right? Am I tripping?
He did both legs at Whole Cake
Yeah.
on the table.
So,
All right. Tyrone Biggums with the 5 says, that boy Shamrock looking like Prince Charming. Happy Monday, boys. Hashtag Larry tags. Okay. Yeah. Kryptonite 21 with the 5 says, do you guys think that Loki and Harold's fight was set up and that others were there to help Loki, because no way Loki took out 100 top warriors and Harold?
yeah, man.
I mean, I had that whole theory.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with for now.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Hagler, welcome to Shichibukai status. Thank you. Caleb Whiting with the 5 says, do you think that the Onigashima was the skull of an original ancient giant? Yeah, we went over that.
Yeah.
Damn. We're a little bit far back.
Good.
Jay Ponto with the 10, first super chat, says, I really respect you guys' perspective. Help me out a little. My girlfriend of 2 years cheated on me with a girl and lied about it not once but twice. How would y'all handle this situation? Hashtag Larry the GOAT. Gotta leave her, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You gotta leave her. Once a line is crossed in a relationship, especially cheating, it will never be the same. Right? It just won't ever be the same. No matter how hard you try, no matter how many times you try to fix it, especially for us guys, it's very difficult for us guys to get over our partners cheating. And we don't have that type of strength, in my opinion, because when we love, in my opinion, I think guys love women because we love them. We don't need anything from them. We don't need them to provide for us. We don't need any of that stuff. So when we actually love women, we love them for who they actually are, in my opinion, again. So once a line is crossed and a woman is willing to do that to you, that line is so easily able to be crossed again. And the way us men feel love is by respect. So if your woman does not respect you, you gotta leave. You gotta leave, dog. You gotta leave. You can't look back. You can't think it's something that's wrong with you, because it has everything to do with her. And it's not even about you at that point. It's about her. She's just, no matter how unhappy somebody is with you as well, it's never okay to do that to you, to do that to somebody else too. You just break up with them, and then you let them live their life. But if they knew that you felt that way about them and they still chose to do that, brother, they don't love you, dog.
Yeah, and that's I was gonna say similar thoughts with Larry. It's like if anyone, for the cheater person too, and then you confronted about it because you said she lied twice, so that means you talked to her about it or whatever, however it came out, you found out about it, right? Them lying is showing that they're not sorry. Mm-hmm. They're not considering, or they don't care about your feelings. They're just upset or bad that they got caught. You know. So them lying about it is like they're not trying to change their way or like make things right or not do it again. They're just trying to make sure that they can still keep doing what they're doing. So they don't care, you know. They don't want to redeem or be forgiven. They lied, you know. Yeah. So they're trying to cover up what they did.
Yo, and
not own up to it.
Listen, girls are great at many things more than guys, in my opinion. I usually think that they're smarter. There's a lot of things that women are just better than us guys at. We're kind of like monkeys to some degree. We really are. But there's one thing about a woman, bro. She'll cry in your face, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll cry in your face and make you think they're so sorry. And I'm telling you, bro, real talk, she just sorry she got caught. And that's how it really be. That's the game, bro. That's the game. That's just the game. So do yourself a favor, man. Let her be for the streets. You know what I'm saying? Let her be for the streets, dog.
Yeah, going with Larry and Lawrence is saying, just find yourself the right one, a real one. Like, you know, like considers your feelings and wouldn't do that to you and loves you, you know. Like, because the fact that she did it shows, like, and she's lied about it. Like, because I know people have weak moments, but the fact she lied to you twice shows, like, she's not considering you at all. So, like, find yourself one.
But make sure you one more time for the road. You know, one more time for the road, and just be like, all right, yo, get out. All right, that's just
don't do that. But
you know what I'm saying? Disrespect her. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
All right. 569 says, yo, Top, happy to make it to the live. Wanted to ask who y'all think got the most Black Air Force energy in One Piece. Hashtag Larry Tax. Hashtag Big Daddy Beige. The most Black Air Force energy?
Like jumping higher or something? Because that's clean caring.
Nah, it's just like not caring. You just all about violence.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like Kid Buu. Like, who's the Kid Buu of One Piece? Kid Buu of One Piece? Probably be Blackbeard.
I was thinking Blackbeard.
Yeah, it gotta be Blackbeard.
I was thinking Blackbeard
He wear black Air Forces as we speak.
and a Kaido for some strange reason. I feel like
I feel more of Kaido a little bit.
Kaido too. Blackbeard. I got Blackbeard, Akainu, and Kaido.
Yeah,
Oh, they want
I'll
to
go
do
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nimmels with the 2 says, first ever stream dono. Like the stream. R.I.P. Seb. All right, listen, man. Seb living a very good life right now. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
You better come back with a woman, though. Roy Stokes with the 10 says, Larry with the W theory. Much love to you guys for the consistency and great energy you guys bring to the pod. The best community I've had the ability to be a part of. Love to all of the Nakama on the crew. Hey, man. Roy, bro. You already know you are the community, dog. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
that.
Istin Utashev with the 10. First super chat, by the way, says, just want to say Blackbeard hunting useful devil fruits, but not going for Sugar's devil fruit is still crazy to me. He probably don't know about it.
Yeah.
You might
I'm gonna
not,
keep it
yeah.
a buck. He probably don't know about it. Mamba Kid with the 11 months for Nakama says, who's the strongest person Zoro could beat currently? Blackbeard.
Currently.
We kind of said, I guess I agree with you. Green Ball, pretty much, right?
Green Bull? You think he'd beat Green Bull?
You guys said it too, right? Didn't y'all?
Yeah, we did say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So Green Bull? Law?
Greenbow. That sounds
Green Bull? All right. The Outcasted Gamer with the 5 says, hello, Topped. Question for y'all. Could current Luffy beat all his past opponents at the same time? No Admirals or Gorosei in the fight. He's not beating Kaido now, bro. So,
Yeah.
Like he said, wait, Luffy now fighting all his past?
At the same
he getting
time.
bodied.
Like they just jump at him.
Yeah,
and
Nah,
he just-
bro.
if
he-
Kaido's in, it's bodied. Bro.
yeah.
When you got 3 conquerors, bro, Kaido alone is that's it. But you're adding Kaitsuri and Doflamingo with it, bro? Are you serious?
And then also, if you're adding Rob now with that mixed, with Doflamingo, Kaido, and Cat.
And don't add movie characters as well. If you're doing it, then just like yo,
Yeah.
it's too
movie
much.
does not got that, bro.
Eli Dragate with the 2 says, we need a new world flood to cleanse Larry tax. Hashtag Nika. That is crazy. Tech B Throw has become a member for 3 months, says, had to sell my cat for Larry Tech. Stop it. The Outcasted Gamer again with the 2 says, I forgot to say no Yonkos to my first super chat. Oh,
Okay.
So then it's just
it's just everybody before a Yonko.
so, all right. So then it's no Big Mom, no Cat. I mean, no Big Mom, no Kaido. So it's Cat,
If he takes the fight seriously, yeah.
Cat, Doflamingo, and Rob
Bellamy and
To me, that's the biggest. That's the,
Arlon coming through.
it's the out of all of them,
Yeah.
the only ones to worry about is Rob Lucci now.
Crocodile will be there.
Again, the only ones to worry about
Just-
is Rob, Cat, and Doflamingo.
Yo, low key, if they keep him busy enough, Magellan could just Hydra him and
I
poison
forgot
him
about
again,
Magellan.
bro.
I forgot about
Yeah,
Magellan.
Magellan.
Wait.
No, not
Are we?
what am I talking about?
Wait. Are we adding Aokiji?
No, he said no Amber. He said no.
He said Yonkos.
He said no Yonkos.
He said no Gurusei members and no.
I mean, Akainu, right?
Does that kind of count?
Kizaru? Kizaru counts.
Yeah,
Kizaru
two.
counts.
Like you have
He-
2
yeah,
arrows.
no,
Nah, he
no,
ain't.
no,
If we're
no.
doing all that,
Nah, he's not
Wait,
one.
and did he say 1-on-ones or did he say just,
No,
they're all
he said,
jumping at
he
the
said
same time.
jumping them.
At the
No,
same
no.
time.
He said Luffy's 1-on-one fights, or he's talking
He
about.
ain't saying no one-on-ones.
No, so everybody that Luffy fought, or he's talking about.
He said past opponents, right? I think is the word. he
So,
said.
so that's just like that could be anybody.
Yeah. That
Oh,
could
then
be
nah,
anybody.
Luffy don't got this.
And in a way, Zoro's on that list.
Hold on, let's
Yeah.
continue going. Young Bull Trent with the 5 says, "Hey yo, Larry, not the whole load. I want it all."
Okay.
What is that Joker? That Joker meme? I forgot. Anyway, DJ with the 2 says, "I'm rewatching Impel / Marine Ford. One Piece is weird." Yeah.
Yeah.
Level 5.5 was kind of wild, bro. There's a lot of soap and a lot of hands not being able to grasp it. Becoming a Nakama for 7 months says, still feels like Loki is actually a good guy. I agree. Tyrone Biggums with the 5 says, who you got and what diff? Sanji now versus Zoro pre-Wano. I'm going Zoro.
I'm gonna go Zoro too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Sanji.
Kobe with the 5 says, if you sub Garp with Luffy on Beehive to rescue Kobe, does the outcome change? Yeah.
Wait, say that again?
Just sub out Garp for Luffy on Beehive.
So Luffy now against that? Yeah, it changes.
Luffy only worrying about Kobe, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody else. Doug Missy with the 5 says, Larry, I haven't had a day off or seen my wife in 15 days. Please, I'm sorry for missing the Larry tags. I learned my lesson. Hashtag Larry tags. Hashtag Twin Takeover. Hashtag shout out Marv. You better go back on that industry line and keep working. All right? You know how many people's jobs have been lost due to ice right now? Better be legal too. No, I'm joking.
Bro. Yeah, he can't with you.
They want to clip on everything you said, bro.
Yo, bro. Why are you canceled? Sans Ray, welcome to being a Yonko. Gerardo Ramirez with the 5 says, Aokiji is at my door, bringing ice with him to make sure the Larry tax is paid by right Latino. I didn't think I could be deported while legal. Hashtag ice cold. Should have had your paperwork in order. Infernal Knight with the 5 says, what's up, y'all? Is it possible that Dragon shows up on Elbaf? Hashtag Shamrock is a Mihawk victim. Raven Storm with a 5 says, Harold is just out here catching strays this week. And catching booty, too. I don't know if you noticed it.
What?
Kryptonite 21 says with a 5, true story, this podcast saved my life. You guys have no idea how much joy and love you bring to everyone. Love you guys. Keep it up. Hashtag top go pod. Hey, man. Kryptonite, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
The joy you bring to the world, little do you know, saves other people as well.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Being here to say those things has definitely lit a fire in somebody else. You just don't know it. It's never there for you to appreciate, but best believe it happens, bro. So thank you for being here. Also, I am so sorry. I didn't notice that you sent 50 NYC Anime Nerd. I would have called it out so much sooner, but it's on my phone, so I can't see it. This is why Sebastian's better than me. Got 3rd-degree burns on my hands. Got to use VC. That's why it comes out crazy when they depict Nika with a sword. How would you feel if they figure out that a sword could deflect Emu powers like that tail arrow and Zoro give Luffy his only black blade? Yo, every time you write Anime Nerd, I feel like my brain fries, bro. All right. I would feel crazy about it. Yeah.
I'm a little confused on that, too.
Yeah, I'm confused, bro. Corey Carozza. But thank you for the 50. What the
Yeah,
hell?
thank you.
You don't have to give that much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Corey Carozza with the 5 says, the world government sends Saint Ethan and some good men to Elbaf. If it's like the Saturn incident, what if we get a backstory of him from Wano like Larry's theory? That would go hard. I just don't know how, like, he would manage on Elbaf at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Project Iceman with the 5 says, anyone got Medusa from Soul Eater vibes from Gunko? The arrow fruit reminded me of her vector powers. Oh my god, I was supposed to mention that, but I completely forgot. Soul Eater, one of the best animes before the ending. She uses arrows, which is called vectors, in her ability. And it allows her to, like, switch and move from place to place and stab and, like, do all these crazy things. So good. Most hated. Member for 9 months for Nakama status says, Oda finally kills someone and it's the Aura Man Loki. Yeah. Dead Kirby with the 5. Thank you, Kirby. Says, hey, boys, super late, but I was curious. Could Dragon have been a holy night? Hashtag Happy Monday. Hashtag BBL Lionel.
Doubt it.
What?
Stand up real quick.
Shut up. Wait, did he? Wait, I was scared what you just said.
Nah, I don't think Dragon would be a holy knight.
Yeah.
Nah, he was a Marine.
Nah, because that means Garp would be. Dead Kirby for the 8 months as well. Thank you, Curbs. Says, we locked up in Udon. Hashtag send me some Larry tags. Oh my God. SC615 with the 10 says, grad school got me missing the pod, but while he's not here, let's slander Blackbeard's mid-self while Seb isn't here to crash out over it. Cat would mid-diff Blackbeard with speed and hockey alone. Hashtag VOD squad. Hashtag Larry tags.
People really be saying this. So that's
Yo.
crazy. That's wild.
Mid is crazy.
Yeah,
I get you. Jada Rude missing tooth with the 10 says, Larry is right. LeBron and Vin Diesel's dad want their look at them now. Success is the best. Father. Hashtag Larry tags. Hashtag make your dad regret not being there. Oh yeah, LeBron and Vin Diesel's dad wasn't there. Yeah, bro. Sometimes you don't need him. Kadeem with the 5 says, question. Does Luffy remember Shanks with a scar over his eye? If not, Shamrock's going to run up on him. I don't think he's even going to notice. He's going to be like, yo, that's Shanks. Lennon Chase with the 20 says, thank you so much as well for your first super chat. Says, hey guys, I have a question about what Vegapunk said about the fruits and how they come about. Is it not possible for someone to have wished for Nika's fruit in the Giants, but something was corrupted and that's Loki's fruit? Completely possible that they could have wished for something else and it turned out to be something that they didn't think it was. Lennon Chase again with another 20. Thank you. Says, Figarland is only as hot as how much aura he has. If he loses a fight similar to Kizaru, he become way less hot than Shanks. So you're basing dudes on their strength level, bro? That's your attractiveness? Sans Ray with the 20 says, similar to how in Norse mythology, Loki is one to start Ragnarok, end of the world / final battle. Do you believe the end of the arc, Loki is the reason the final battle or final events begin to play out? Absolutely. Yeah. Joel Salmont with the 5 says, what's everyone's favorite location and why? Also, everyone pay your taxes and like the stream. Bolo Hancock's Island for obvious reasons. Jada Rude, missing tooth with the 5 says, I think Loki will be the new Cat for Luffy as he will match Luffy's Gear 5 abilities with his fruit in some kind of way. That would actually be kind of interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Project Iceman with the 5 says, one of the twins were believed to be a bad omen of the gods. Could be why they sent Shanks away. 2, if Shamrock has a devil fruit, that could have lost him his saint status. That's actually a good point. Maybe. Blind Shepherd with the 5 says, Loki is probably just this arc's Momonosuke. Had to choose between paying my hospital bill or the Larry tax. The doc is re-breaking my arms tomorrow. Good. Good. Carrie L with the 20, first super chat by the way, thank you, says, would love your opinions on this. We know that the world government and the God's Knights know about Shanks being a Figarland, but does Shanks? Also, as a woman, I absolutely prefer Shanks post-time skip. First ever super chat. Thank you so much, Carrie, first and foremost. Second, I don't know if Shanks knows about the God Knights. I mean, he knows about the God's Knights most likely, but he just doesn't know that, like, he's from there.
Yeah.
I would say.
Because he thinks he's from West Blow, so.
Yeah. But do you prefer Shanks post-time skip over Shamrock is the better question. You know what I'm saying? Mick Daddy Dab, again with another super chat, thank you, says, if you swap Kid and Law after Wano, does Law become an affiliate of the Red Hair Pirates fleet? How well does Kid do against Blackbeard? We've gone over this. I think Blackbeard I think it's a bad matchup for Blackbeard to fight Kid. But I also think it's a bad matchup for Kid to fight Blackbeard. So, it goes either way for me. Does Law become an affiliate of the Red Hair Pirates? My opinion, most likely, but he probably fights a little bit, but he knows when to stop. Like, he doesn't go as far as... Yeah. All right, but guys, listen, This is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the super chats. I'm sorry we couldn't answer them immediately. The show ended at 9. I tried to speed through everything as much as I could. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We miss Sebastian. Sebastian will definitely be here next week. So we can't wait to have bro back inside the building. I just want to say thank you to all of you that have sent super chats. Thank you to all of you that have liked the video. Thank you to all of you that are listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We appreciate you so much. You guys are such a blessing. You guys do so much for us. You're so supportive. And nothing makes us feel better than for you to join us every Monday at 6 p.m. And if you stayed through the whole thing, I hope we made you enjoy your time with us and made you laugh. With that being said, my name is Larry,
Lawrence,
Lionel,
and Seb. And this is that One Piece Talk.
Jada.